What's good, y'all? My name is Dylan Green, and this is Real Notes, a space dedicated to blurring the cultural and artistic lines between rap and film. I'm here to chop it up with everyone from rappers and producers to journalists and video directors about their relationship to movies and how, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest this week is rapper and semi-retired music journalist Michael Penn II, also known as CRASHprez. We spoke about the pros and cons of Twitter, how Olivia Rodrigo is like Future for white women, our favorite depressed white indie dramas, the Purge series, the Saw series, Babyface Ray, Crash's recording process, his work with the group Def Prez, musical versatility, and how his work as a journalist informs his work as a rapper. Come fuck with us. You're wearing a goddamn Uncut Gem shirt. And my mind just blanked.
My bad. Oh shit! Now we're recording this shit.
No.
Damn,
It's all
I wonder
good.
what you got to ask me because I still get like flustered when people ask me things. I'm used to doing it the other way around.
Son, me too. The same thing happened to me a couple of days ago. I recorded a podcast for somebody else, and I really had to start like thinking about shit and like. Like where it's like you would think that we were used to this by now. You'd think that just like being on the other side, we would have like at least had some sort of preparation. But sometimes it's really just like being in the hot seat is never easy, like ever. It's so wild.
Oh, Dean up. All right, we up.
I'm
gonna lean good.
Son, what's the one Cardi song that's always stuck in your head? Do you have one?
It rotates.
What is it right now?
Last night I was saying that a lot. Go D up. I can lean good. It was that one. And I was at the Kenny show the other day and Malik played Stop Breathing. And I was like, this is the first time I heard Stop Breathing outside in any context. And it was only like a little small pocket of people that was really rocking with it. Like, I guess it was like at least cranking to it. And I'm like, I thought the room was finna erupt. It didn't. I guess it wasn't the context for that.
Wow.
I was expecting the room to erupt and it didn't.
So how was the show? Like, were people close together? Was everybody far apart? Was it like fucking like permanent wall of death, like the pre-wall of death crash shit? Like,
nigga, we was outside for 2 hours and it was raining hard as shit and it soaked through all our clothes. Damn, to see the pop, you heard that? And then like I hit Malik on Instagram call. I was like, fool, where you at? He's like, we Walgreens, we getting changed. I'm like, bro, we outside, I'm with tax. And then we waited outside the whole time. And then we got in after like 2 hours, we were soaked. I see the homegirl Brittany and shit. She like, you were outside? I'm like, yeah, I was outside with tax. She was like, why? Because I didn't want to be annoying and pull my car. No, I didn't want to be annoying. Like, Malik knew he was outside. But, it went from like being rained on for 2 hours to like sweat lodge. Like, I don't remember the last time I sweat that much. It was giving Billy Blanks. It really was. It was.
Sheesh.
It was hot as shit.
You have fun though?
Yeah, that's probably why I got a cold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we about to do the official intro part.
we're just talking. Like,
are we just talking?
Yeah. Like, yeah. Like, I'm gonna do an intro at some point, but like,
I don't know how you. I just don't know how you get out. I don't know how you get out.
No, of course, no. It's just I just go off of vibes, but we could do it right now. No, let's do it. Fuck it. Everything's off of vibes. Yo, what's cracking? Welcome back. We've already been at it for a couple minutes. This is gonna be number 17. Real Notes number 17. Dylan, CineMasai. I'm in a black shirt. I got other names, but I thought it was important to note I'm in a black shirt today. The person I'm talking to today, everybody I talk to is incredibly special, but the person I'm talking to today, this motherfucker right here, is he's also wearing a black shirt.
I'm wearing a black shirt.
This guy is like, he's a lot of things. Like, most of y'all know him as a rapper, as a writer, as a very, very harsh critic of lemon pepper wings. He's probably the harshest lemon pepper wing critic I've ever met in my life.
Let's be precise with that. At Wingstop.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, at Wingstop. Yeah,
that shit is not good. I love lemon pepper wings in general. I learned how to make them pretty decently. But let's be frank. I'm not like that. That seems like I'm a harsh, like I'm anti lemon pepper, and that's never been the case ever. That shit, that Wingstop shit is not it. But yes,
Oh
please continue.
man. Nah, I mean you're not wrong. I love a good Wingstop lemon pepper, but I
No,
get it. I get it. I get it.
nasty. It's genetic. It's like how niggas was talking about pink slime, like with McDonald's and shit. It's giving. It's very much that. It's giving that.
Wow, are you see? I mean, yo, it's crazy because the Wingstop near me, they like them and this local spot that's down the street from my house, they're apparently two of the only places in town that make all their shit to order and everything is like fresh and cut and shit. So like they make a big deal about that and I can kind of taste the difference too, low key.
You can always taste the
So
difference.
yeah, you could always taste the difference. But you see, like this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is, like this is maybe the most like Crash is probably I just said your name before I wanted to. Crash is probably one of the biggest rap fans I've ever met in my life. Like he's somebody who really inspires me to keep going a lot. So, all of that shit said, welcome fucking Michael Penn the second, CRASHprez, the rapper with a podcast that's technically on hiatus, but
I'm
he's,
on summer vacation.
yeah, but yo, I mean, like you already know what it is, but like Crash, man, thank you so much for coming on my shit. I appreciate you.
And Dylan, it's love mutual always. You already know how I feel about you, fool. Like, man, out the gate, like y'all gotta get this nigga applause. Cause I feel like a lot of the conversations that we have off rip are about just like feeling like we put in so much work and so much time and so much passion into what we do and feeling like niggas still don't put us on that list. You know what I'm saying? Like still, like it's crazy to me. But like, no, off rip, like you're not even 20 deep and look at all the shit you've accomplished. So I'm gonna just say that on record, like you already all the way up, not to mention all the written work you've done, not to mention just being one of the most genuine motherfuckers I met in this shit. Like it's always love, it's always honor. And in my intro, you forgot, it was like, rapper, um, journalist, fake retired journalist. I'm like rap retired from journalism right now. Like 6 months
Yeah,
from now, I'm like, fuck that shit.
see, that's why I didn't want to say it because I wasn't sure what you were. Like you're kind of you got on the
I'm like fake
fence.
retired. I'm fake retired. I'm about to do something crazy in the next like month. Y'all see. But like,
Yeah, nah.
y'all will see. But like, yeah, no, like known homosexual. We forgot that. We
Oh shit,
forgot,
yeah, nah.
we forgot. Yeah. I think that just about covers it. Mr. Good Convo himself. I'm gonna still call myself that because it still exists. But like I said, we
Okay.
on summer vacation. You know what I'm saying? You can go listen to the archive. It's 36 episodes in that junk. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's like, yeah, we in the same podcast universe for sure.
Yeah, that's so crazy to think about. Just like we exist in this space together, and like you were saying before, like yeah, like Crash has been putting in work for fucking like I can't even count the years at this
6 years
point.
if we're not counting college, we can say a solid
Yeah,
6.
there you go. Like, just like all the people that you interviewed when you were at Vinyl, and just like all the people you had on the podcast, and just like you're also one of the most genuine people I've met, like in this shit or otherwise. Like, I can tell that you love all of this shit like so much, and like that really, I don't know. It just, man, like, why do I have such a hard time talking about my friends? Like,
It's crazy. That's crazy, right? Cause I'm just like, it's not even that we just talking to each other. We talk to each other like this all the time. It's just the fact that it's documented and
yeah,
publicized, which is different.
yeah, no, yeah, it like I never want to think that it like changes the dynamic, but it kind
Never.
of does sometimes. Like,
Kind of, yeah. Cause I'm like, the shit I say to you in iMessage, I cannot say on a public forum, or I can, but I get spanked for it or punished for it. And I'm like, man, I'd be like every conversation I have with anyone who's in the media or media adjacent is good convo uncut. Cause I'm like,
honestly,
Najma Sharif, she said the best criticism is in people's iMessages. Like it's the most true shit in the
that's big
world.
facts.
I think about it like once a week, at least every time niggas get their real feelings and real opinions off. That's kind of why like I'm fake retired from journalism right now, is because I'm like, I just enjoy having my opinions and not having to live and die by that being my personality on social media or like professionally speaking. Like I don't need to overextend myself to give feedback or criticism or opinions for money, for not enough money, and then have to perform that identity on social or have my Twitter be about that. I'm bored with that. I'm not into that no more. Like it's just not giving that. It's so much more fun to kind of take it back to just being a fan of the shit and just having conversations with the homies. you know. Although I will say, like, the role that I had previously, it wasn't even in a space of critical anything really. Like, I came in like that. That was my background. And then, you know, I'm like kind of just interviewing folks. Like, we kind of focusing on what we like and what's positive, which is, you know, necessary in itself. But I'm really a critic at heart. I just don't be projecting that all the time. Like, you got to know me for real, like, to just kind of get that
Right.
side of me.
Yeah,
But
especially now. Especially now.
especially now, oh, especially now, you're not playing with these people. Yeah, like what? I'm like, gee, you know what blew me so much when I saw niggas did the Olivia Rodrigo's Future for White Women thing? Nigga, the first day I heard that shit, it was in my drafts on Twitter.
Yeah,
It was
no,
in my drafts.
because I told you about it. I remember I sent it to you,
I'm
and
like, damn, I could have
yeah.
went crazy. And I was like, I know I'm not crazy because like niggas had that same thought, but I'm like, it's probably not that original of a thought. It's just obvious. I was like, yo, she hates this nigga. Listening to the whole
Like,
album. And I'm like, damn, I literally write for a white woman right now. Let me chill. Like, shout out Jackie. Hey.
hey, you already know.
My
But
dog.
you see, like this is why, like, and like that's genuine, you know, like, and you don't always have to project that. Like, if you're around people, like it you know, like it always means something different when you say something like that to somebody that like you trust, or like you just don't always have to be on, you know, because
For
like
real. That's the other thing. Like, I feel like if you're in your mid to late 20s, like we are, like everyone knows how social media, especially Twitter, works right now, especially with like the smallest of opinions. And we all know how you kind of you're in between wanting to be like the main character in a positive sense because it could help amplify your work, it could amplify your trajectory, people could get crazy opportunities off it, crazier things could happen. But it's also like when it's the other way, you really do not want to be the main character. Like, there was a rule, the tweet was like, there's like 3 main characters a day, your job is to not be one of them, and like
yeah,
the slightest thing can just send things into a fervor. And I'm like, when I was a teenager, like that whole thing was really intriguing to me. Like the fact that you could send the timeline in a spiral over something hilarious, and some when it's funny and it's good natured and it's like in the right sort of context, it's great. But then the slightest thing and the slightest disagreement, like the engine is not built for honest dialogue. Like, you
no,
can't hear people's intonations, you can't hear people's inflections, you know, there's no time limits on who's saying what. Like, by the time you have one conversation about one particular thing in this corner, every other corner can see that and then project onto it. It's just a machine where people are projecting onto each other all day. And I'm just like, bro, I don't even tweet as much because of this, because I'm like, I'm DMing tweets to people that I trust and we talking about it collectively. I'm not even
yeah,
like, I don't feel the need to jump out there and have an opinion about everything, especially considering like, did Tosh tweet this? Tosh's best tweets are the ones he deletes. I don't even know him, but like his best tweets are the ones he deletes. I always catch him before he deletes it. But like, he's like, yo, like y'all talking shit about like whoever it is, and you realize like the industry is like mad small, and it doesn't take much for you to be in the room with somebody you trying to work with, or you know, you could have worked with this person, you maybe were an inch away, maybe they were looking at you, and now you said something just to get a couple likes off, and you fucked yourself out of an opportunity. I mean, it also kind of feels like damn niggas move like the cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media is like, oh, you can't take a joke. Oh, you're joking about somebody I'm affiliated with. Oh, well, you can't eat now. Fuck you. Like, I'm not advocating that at all. But it's like, gee, like, know what to publicize or don't give a fuck.
yeah,
It's funnier for me to watch. My
yeah.
hands are tied.
Honestly,
The
like,
deeper in you get, the more your hands are tied, and the more it's like you see things you kind of can't turn back. I don't know. I don't know. Don't let
yeah,
me go
not
forever.
like you just gotta you know, like you kind of nailed it. Like, you just gotta know when you need to say something. Like, you don't have to have an opinion about everything. And
Everything.
like, son, it's just I'm trying to even, like, until they give us sarcasm font, I think like 80% of people who tweet should probably stop tweeting.
Oh
Like,
God. Because like you could just like stumble onto somebody's shit one day, not realizing it's a bit that they play. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
every day, and it's like you're used to it, so like you're not as annoyed by it or whatever. And then it's like
right.
you just catch somebody on the wrong day, and you just get dunked on or shut down, and next thing you know, niggas got your credit card number. It's crazy. Like,
Son, like, yeah, on some yeah, on some fucking Detroit scam shit. Like, I like I had, like I have fun with a lot of satire sometimes, but I feel like people expect that from me, and I try not to jump out too often, because A, you don't need to have an opinion about everything, and B, like, it can just be tiring sometimes. Like, sometimes it's just cool to just like retweet a thing and move on. You know, like, you don't
mhm.
have to have like, like there are certain things that I feel like I need to speak out on or just like say, or just like, like I just like to fuck around. Like I just love to fuck around on Twitter. That's just like what I have fun doing. But like I try not to be the main character. Like I try to be like the I I try to be like the I try to be like the secondary or even the tertiary character most of the time. Like
You've had
that's what I
tertiary
prefer.
moments too.
Yeah.
You've caught a couple tertiary moments. The thing is, niggas on these social media apps talk like they can't get their asses whooped, and that's the thing that's crazy to me. Because I'm like,
See,
bro, it don't take much. Like, come on, man. You talking to people
nah.
with no context for who they are. You get sentence fragments of who somebody might be that day, or a character that they play on social that might not have shit to do with them, and or you just talk crazy to people, and I don't see the appeal because like you act like there's nobody attached to these accounts and like niggas can't find you or like you're not gonna run into certain spaces with certain people. I'm just like, bro, why are you like just turning on this junk? Because the one place you feel like people hear you and you're just consistently trying to look for or spark conflict, and that's about what would you do 20 years ago when you didn't have this? What type of person would you be when like gossip would have to travel from one nigga to another? Niggas had to play telephone. Niggas had to pick their mama house phone up to talk shit about somebody, or like wait till you get to the schoolyard, or wait till you get to the bus, wait till you be at lunch or wherever.
be in the corner by themselves and shit, like not saying anything and just waiting for people to say something.
You pop
Like,
shit about one nigga, and then by lunchtime, you in the bathroom fighting a nigga, and it's on somebody Kia caught that jump. That's what's so crazy shit. I remember when I told LP that analogy one time when I interviewed him, and that nigga like was literally confused. I'm like, bro, you don't remember when? I guess not. He's way older than us, but like,
right?
Niggas used to record fights off like the shittiest phones, and you would have to know the nigga who had the fight to see it because you couldn't upload or live stream or nothing
on the brick phones and shit, bro. Like,
what would you do? What would you do? Because it'd be way easier if you talking shit about somebody your age group. You probably gonna see that nigga.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like the world is small. Like people don't realize how small the world is. Like
especially when you're talking shit.
Right. Like have fun, but like you just gotta like like if you don't care, you just gotta be willing. You just gotta be willing to back it up, or you gotta be willing to like you gotta be really good at de-escalating a situation. And if you're not, then
just do that. Stand on it.
Or that, like
let me be entertained by it then.
Right. Like,
I'll bookmark it. I won't like it because that's the cops too. That's one of the worst fucking things Twitter ever did.
What?
Letting niggas see what you like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You feel like people expect you to be in bit mode all the time, kind of on the timeline?
No, not particularly. I think maybe more when it comes to movies than it does with rap. Mm-hmm. But like, cause yeah, like I just threw up a review of Fast 9 where I just like where I like faked that they met the Avengers, and I posted it and like 8 people were like, "Oh, like, are you serious?" I was like, "Nah." Like they were like, "Oh, they saw it at the end." They were like, "Oh no, you got me." Okay.
Gee, do you have those on TikTok?
Not yet.
That's where it needs to be.
See,
that's where it needs to be.
I did that at first, and then I just got lazy and stopped cutting them up. Like I've been meaning to put all of these and all of those on TikTok, and I just got lazy. I just gotta get back at it.
First thing that I looked at, I'm like, you know what? I'm cool being late on this, bro. Like respectfully, and I know people who are like going viral off that shit too, and like getting customers. And my homie lives around the corner from me. This white boy, he goddamn was posting about this like mushroom thing that you could grow at the crib. Nigga got 1 million likes off that shit, and then like I guess he became an ambassador for the company and shit. And like my homies had seen my homie Caleb. I'm like, what the fuck? And then my friend Jalarina, amazing rapper, Jalarina, she did like a couple remixes off of old joints and just put a Megan beat over or something. Next thing you know, 250,000 likes, this, that, and the third. And it's like that shit could change shit.
Honestly, it honestly can. Like it's definitely not the same for me, but like I posted a IG video of me like in the Doom mask right around it was right before he passed away, and I just like did the whole like, oh, Doom just raps like Doritos Cheetos, like I just like did a whole bunch of those, and like that got a little traction, and I thought that was cute. But like TikTok is really pushing people in some crazy directions, and I like that a lot.
It's also depressing the shit out of adolescents.
Yeah.
Out of 17 years old.
Yeah, bro. Fucking Olivia Rodrigo is really speaking to a very specific moment right now. Shout out to her for that, honestly. even, even if she is future for white women, shout out to her for that.
We need them to collab now.
Mm-hmm. No, it's gotta happen.
We need them to collab now.
But the question is, do they collab on a Metro beat or on a high school burn book beat?
You hear Olivia Rodrigo, you hear some goddamn ATL Jacob, ATL Jacob. I would scream.
Oh my god.
And I would stream. The fuck? I make a fan cam of that shit. I never made a fan cam in my fucking life.
That's incredible. So we're not ready for that. Yo, before we get
Big Slam.
You're wild.
Malibu strawberry ice cream, Big Slam. Go ahead.
Yo, no, you can't. Before we get too off track, let me ask you the first question I ask everybody who comes on my shit. What's the last movie or TV show you watched that you had a strong opinion about?
Strong opinion?
Yeah, it could be good or bad. It doesn't matter.
So this might be a week where I watch a movie like every day, in the theater. Like, so yesterday I watched the Sparks Brothers because Edgar Wright did it.
How was it?
I never heard of them niggas in my life. And I started like having to ask like the white indie people that I know, like, do you know what this band is? I'm like, how the fuck y'all niggas so influential? You influence everybody. I never heard of you. And it's these two white dudes and they goddamn have like a fucking 50-year career. They're like 75 and shit now. Them niggas had the breakout albums that were like more popping in Europe than here, and then it goes down some, and then they don't quit and they get another chance and they get a little higher and they crash down again. It was crazy. Like, it was 2.5 hours and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because I'm like, I didn't know who these niggas are and I might actually listen to this shit. And then the day before that I watched Summer of '85, which, I mean, you know what I'm saying, you look into the screens, it's like, oh, this is like what, like French Call Me By Your Name, like what is it giving? And then I watched it and I'm like, all right, this is like giving big YA vibes. What the fuck is going on? How did the third of this movie get to this place? The acting is pretty decent. It's very gay. It's not talking to me. 2.5 stars. Like, it's cool. Like, and that's fine. It was a little bizarre to me. It was like I went at like 4 o'clock or something. Maybe it was 6 o'clock. They put it in the big theater, and I think it was like, you know, like the older white gays was out. You know, a nigga behind me was coughing. I kept my mask on. I'm like, this Delta is outside, y'all. Nigga, son. Hey, look, be careful. But yeah, that's it. I think today I'm gonna watch Zola. Today I'm definitely watching Zola.
Yo, I forgot Zola was even out.
Yeah, it dropped.
Oh shit. Well, you gotta let me know how that is, because I'm not going to the movies today. I went yesterday.
Do it again, nigga. Fuck it.
I mean, I might. We'll see.
Go spin. Let's go.
We'll see how I feel later. But I saw Fast 9 last night, and it was incredible.
The joy in your face when you even mention it. I'm gonna text my homie Martine back. We gonna watch this shit before I go to LA. That's facts.
like honestly, the way you felt about watching the Sparks Brothers, which I didn't know anything about them either. I just knew Edgar Wright made it, and I want to see it too. I just like, I'm gonna figure that out. Maybe I'll see that sometime in the next couple of weeks. But like, yo, like, I've been back to see a handful of movies already, and all of them were so appropriate to like see in a theater, like for the first time. Like A Quiet Place Part 2,
Mortal Kombat.
No, I didn't see Mortal Kombat.
You saw that HBO Max. You fucked up on that.
Yeah, one. See, I didn't have a choice. Like, I wasn't ready to go back to the theater at that point. But I saw
Conjuring. I'm like, I could have saw that at the crib. It wasn't really giving that much. But go ahead.
See, I saw that at the crib too, and I liked it. I honestly would have preferred to see that at a theater, but I wasn't like mad that I saw it at home. But it was A Quiet Place. I'm forgetting the second movie I saw, but like Fast 9 was the first one I saw in IMAX. So I saw that shit in IMAX, and just like, they made a Marvel movie, like Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and the family. They're all just Marvel characters now. Like, that's just it. Like, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if one of them just showed up in the next Avengers movie at this point.
So that was the joke that you got niggas fucked up with?
Yeah.
Fire.
Like,
I'm not Go ahead.
Oh, what? No, you go.
I'm not big on action movies that often. Like, they kind of got to be like darkly funny for me to be into them. Like 2 hours of action shit is kind of not. I'm different. I'm weird. I don't fit in. But it's like it just kind of doesn't give me that much. I watched Baby Driver back in the day. I watched goddamn
Baby Driver's really good.
Nobody. I watched Nobody. Didn't Edgar Wright do Baby Driver?
Yeah, Edgar Wright did do Baby Driver.
Yeah, he's that nigga. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
saw
honestly.
Nobody and I was pretty into that, surprisingly. But like if it's just like big car go boom, I'm not really. It don't like nigga. Where the rom coms at, nigga? Not even the rom coms. Where's like the sad white people movies at? Like y'all niggas be depressed. I get a thrill out of it. Don't be sad, nigga. Yes, at con. Yeah, you better win an award, nigga.
What do you need to be happy about? Like...
yeah. For once, don't be happy, nigga. I love that shit. I love that shit. Like the indie dramas. That's what really gets me. I recommend Brick to everybody.
Brick is amazing, son.
Thank you. Finally.
That was one of Rian Johnson's first. It wasn't his first movie, but it was like one of his really early ones before he made Looper and the Star Wars movies. Like he's like the Star Wars motherfucker now. Like,
and he started with the neo noir jump with Megan Good in it randomly.
Yo, like
shout out to that.
Shout out to that. Like shout out to Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Megan Good in high school. Fucking not smoking cigarettes, because like that other guy was talking like he was just smoking weed, right? There's like a bit in the movie where he's just like, oh, like what are you smoking? And he's like, I don't smoke. And he's like, I don't believe you. And he's like, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't know why, but that's the one part of the trailer I remember.
I need to run that jump back now, just off the strength. Same. It's raining and shit. Nah, I'm gonna watch Zola. Let me chill. But you know what else drops this weekend?
What?
Purge, nigga.
Yo. Did you see the last one?
Purge? Yeah, the nigga Purge. Oh yeah, I watched the nigga Purge.
The nigga Purge was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, enjoyed the nigga Purge a lot.
That shit was amazing. Like the best one of the whole series.
They had Unc from goddamn ATL talking about some. They looking at us like there's a bunch of hungry Negroes and we a bucket of chicken. Someone white wrote that. I should smack the dog shit out whoever made that man say that shit.
Oh my god,
son. Bro.
Like.
My nigga,
you're on some shit, son.
Well, it's like, yo, the other shit, like she was really the black girl. She was giving a Uzi teeth, like, hey, well, fuck, I'm back, and I want my candy bar.
Oh no! And the new one's about to be even worse because they just turn like Texas into a purge state. So it's just like all that for like another 2 hours.
Oh, I'm in that.
Yeah, I'm so ready. Them shits have been getting better every movie. That's the weird thing, because I hated the first Purge. I thought it was so boring, and then every one of them just got like incrementally better. And like the first Purge is like a genuinely good movie. Like I recommend people watch it all the time. Like try it, but like
it's foolish. It's so fucking foolish. That I'm into. Like doomsday, like sustained systemic collapse, I guess, like whatever, but I'm into that type of shit. Like what's up with the world ending? Like niggas gotta survive that shit. I'm on that for sure.
Did you like speaking of like end of the world dramas and indie comedies, like white people indie comedies, you ever see Seeking a Friend for the End of the World?
No, what's that?
It's the Steve Carell, Keira Knightley movie. The world's about to end, and he just like he meets Keira Knightley, and they've like never met before.
I'm putting it on Letterboxd right now.
Oh shit, that's fire. What's it called? But yeah, so Seeking a Friend for the End of the World is on. Oh, also shout out to Letterboxd, by the way. Letterboxd
no sponsor. Y'all should sponsor Dylan.
Honestly, yeah. Like Letterboxd, let's talk about something.
Collab.
For real. But like I'm forgetting all the details of it, but long story short, Steve Carell and Keira Knightley meet each other, and they just like start building a relationship like right before the world's about to end. It's cute. It's definitely giving fucking like white people at the end of the world like complaining about romance type shit.
Wait, what was the movie I saw about white people at the end of the world? Wait, this joke was so good. Hold up, wait.
There's like, I was
surprised how good it was.
That's a broad category too, so yeah, you got to be specific.
Nah, this joke was real. I think Miracle Mile, I think is what I'm thinking of. You ever seen Miracle Mile?
I don't even know what that is.
Is that the joke? Is that the name of it? I stamped. That's got to be it. I watched this shit and I was mind blown. Did I not log in? I'm like literally got my letterbox open, y'all. My bad. Miracle. What's it called? Miracle Mile. 1986. Did I never log this? Oh, I definitely did. Yeah, Miracle Mile's fucking hard. Watch that. That's end of the world. The 70 minutes to the end of the world. Where can you hide? Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I got no idea what that is. That sounds fun though. Sounds better than The Road. You ever see The Road
No, I never
with
saw
Viggo
that.
Mortensen? Yeah, it's based off the Cormac McCarthy book, and it's just Viggo Mortensen and this little kid. There's like a whole like, nah, that just didn't need to be a movie, because the whole thing of the book is that it's like really dry and like super just like dry.
Boring.
Like like the two most exciting scenes of the movie are this kid drinking a Coca-Cola for the first time, and he's like drinks it and he's just like, it's bubbly, daddy.
He's off
Like,
that coat.
he's
That
like,
throwback coat.
daddy, we're the good guys, right? Like it's like trying really hard to be sad, but it's just dry.
The kid was doing blow. He was doing blow in the movies. What you telling me? They had the throwback coat. Nigga, it was gone. We had to do it like this.
He was doing that new Coke. I think it was in like a really old style can too. I don't know where they found it. I don't even know if it was like a can that he like actually opened, or if it was just like something that had previously been opened and they finessed it in editing, but I don't know.
Oh, you know what Steve Carell love? Like the Steve Carell role that I love is when he's
What?
like the asshole dad in the way back.
I still haven't seen the way back.
Fire.
Okay. I heard it was garbage, but I trust you more than I trust most people. I don't remember. That's just like general people.
That the way back was trash. Niggas cap.
Man, okay, all right. Because I mean, like I heard he was really good, and he was really good in Little Miss Sunshine. He's
fire movie.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it in a decade.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
That's my genre. That's for me. Sad as fuck. This nigga talking about he gonna be a fucking pilot, and then niggas realize he colorblind. It's like, bro, you can't fly a plane if you're colorblind.
Yo. And
shout out Paul Dano, nigga.
For real, son.
Underrated. Shout out
underrated for sure. That whole scene when he like runs out the car and he's been mute the whole movie and he just screams and then and then he has that whole speech. Like he styles in everything he does.
He flex. Did you see Prisoners? Have you seen Prisoners?
Oh hell yeah, I've seen Prisoners.
Boy, I watched that shit a couple months ago when it was still like super locked down, nigga.
Yo,
that's my shit. That's my subgenre. Yeah, sicko.
Yo, so tell me what you thought about Prisoners, because I've heard, like, I love Prisoners, but I know people who like it's either like a love it or hate it type thing. Nobody's in the middle on it.
Adored it. I fucking loved it. It was like so cerebral. You know, nigga, I'm a Saw stan. Like, of course I love that fucking movie. Like that shit. Man, are you talking about like I'm just like, and Jake Gyllenhaal, nigga? Like what? I was like,
yeah, bro.
Just like this, my fucking mouth covered the whole time. I was like, what is going wrong? What is this nigga? Oh, he's really not about to talk. Like, what the fuck is it giving? And then like there's a whole switch up. I'm like, yeah, nah, that's white people trauma.
Honestly, like that's but at the same time you got Terrence Howard and Viola Davis running around and they're like they're on some bullshit kind of. Well, no, Viola Davis is kind of on some bullshit in that movie. She like there's like the scene where Hugh Jackman's like torturing the kid and she's like, no, you got to do it. Let him do his thing. And Terrence Howard is in the corner like, no, we can't do this. And he's
we can't do this, man.
I
ain't torturing nobody, man.
You gotta help me find my daughter, man. You gotta do the, because you know how like Harrison Ford does the "Give Me Back My Family" shit. Like, you just gotta combine that with Terrence Howard. Give me back my family, man. I can't find my daughter, man.
Didn't Family Guy do a bit about that? It's like, give me my daughter back, give my family back. It's like,
just
picking up random niggas.
Run up to everybody, give me my daughter, give me back my family, and they're just like, I don't know you, son.
Did he give him like a dog? Pick up a dog, give me back my family, and the dog's like, licks his face.
back when Family Guy was funny, but
dark times,
son, for real. But no, Prisoners is great. It's kind of like one of the things I love about it is that like it is kind of like in that Saw, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, like Hannibal Lecter type area, but it's just like they just plop real people in the middle of it. There's
Right.
like a Zodiac killer in the background, but
Literally.
but like Jake Gyllenhaal is just like a regular cop. Like he's not Sherlock Holmes or like Horatio from CSI or whatever. He's just like a regular dude,
This
you
nigga doing
know.
his job.
But yeah, he's really just doing his job, and like he gets frustrated and he eventually solves the thing, but like it's like they just do such a good job of like drawing out tension in every scene, because like we usually know
Yes.
things that are happening before the characters do, and like the whole tension is just like, when are they gonna find out? Like, I'm tired of knowing this by myself, and like
Right.
that type shit is just like, that makes a great thriller to me. Like, if you can do that well, like I don't even care if I know what's happening. Like I'm just tapped all the way in to that type of shit.
I think that's what got me with a lot of the earlier Conjuring stuff, is because I'm like, James Wan, that nigga can draw tension out like a motherfucker.
He does that shit like it's his job. I mean, it is
Son,
his
and
job.
like the
What am I
first
saying?
Saw that he was involved with, like the OG joint, like one of the scariest scenes ever to me in horror movies ever, like a joint that genuinely fucked me up, was when Adam is like asleep in his red room and he wakes up and the power's out and he's wandering around the apartment figuring out why the fuck his power is out. And then he's like using the photo to take pictures to light up the room because he can't do it. He knows someone's in the crib. He does it once, he does it twice. Then the doll goes off. Then he beats the doll up. Then he opens his closet door and you know the nigga's in the closet and he keeps the frame there for like a whole 6 seconds. And it's still terrifying because you know this nigga's about to get captured. You
Yeah.
know.
The pig
You
head
know it for
motherfucker,
a
right?
fact. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know it for a
yeah.
fucking fact that it was probably
Yo.
Amanda, right? Because she was involved. See, don't you won't, man. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
use
yeah.
all lore, nigga. I don't know if that
That's
was on your doc,
I
nigga.
mean, I mean,
Boy,
if not now, we'll get. Actually, nah, fuck it. Nah, like, nah, like,
it's JPEG voice, nigga, boy.
boy, you're. Nah, man. Saw lore is like so complicated for no reason,
Ask me
and
anything.
like, yo, fucking.
Shout out Fat Boy Sharif. I told that nigga that movie was trash. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Sharif, bro.
He
Shout
wouldn't
out
even
to.
DM me back. He was like, man, don't even talk to me.
Oh my god, nah. See, I haven't even seen it yet. You explained it. You explained to me. You explained to me how you felt about Spiral, and I still haven't seen Spiral yet.
You tweaking.
But
You can get
yo,
it on. It's on bootlegs now.
yeah, it might even be on HBO Max. I just gotta. Oh, it's not there yet. Okay.
You can get like
Yeah.
the Microsoft store or something. That means it's on bootlegs. Not that I would encourage that.
You could get that on my Zune, like from the
Y'all
Microsoft
niggas got
store.
money for me twice in IMAX for that shit. You got my money
Twice. Why'd you see it again if you
twice.
didn't like it?
I'm always watching it twice. I'm watching it once to see if I can figure out a story, and I'm watching it again since I know what happens to see if I can watch it again. Like to see if I could like see how they laid everything out to make the thing make sense. Because the first time,
Okay.
like one of the other remakes, I'm like watching it, like when Jigsaw 2017 came out, I'm like the whole first time, I'm like, see, I'm not even enjoying it as much. I'm trying to figure the fucking puzzle out. And then the jump was so disappointing. So when I watched it again, I was like, okay, it's a little bit better, but also like, nah, like this is weird. So like going in, I'm already expecting like, all right, I've seen all 9 of these jumps. Like I know something wild's about to happen. I know they're gonna try to do a misdirect. I know it's gonna be half police procedural. I just know these things, and I hope the trap design's good. I hope we can actually stay in the tension. Like
Yeah.
all the tenets, and like, okay, are they gonna connect this back to these random ass plot points? Like I just know all the plot points basically. So
Right. Like, and yeah, like with Saw movies, it really is that simple for me. Like, if the traps are good, I don't really care most of the time, because like Saw like 4, 5, and 6 are all just like not particularly good movies. Like
6 is
they just
good.
six. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. 6 is good, but like all the traps never got boring to me. Like, I really love that type of shit for some reason. Like the one where the man and the woman had to put in like
Full
5 pounds of flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then this lady just chopped her whole arm off, and just like she made it out, and like and just like there's like one shot where it's just like her hacking her arm off, and you can just like
Her
see
eyes,
in
yo.
her eyes. Like, that shit killed. Like that shit
Yeah.
terrified me. Like, ugh, it just gives me chills just thinking about it. Shout out to her, whoever she is, because she put her
She was
whole.
the Scream Queen winner, right?
Oh, word.
I believe so. I think that's how she got in
Mm.
that jump.
Oh, wow. Well, If that's the case, shout out to her.
She
That's
was
fire.
turning up for her city. She really blacked out. She said, it's like he wanted me to learn something. This nigga Hoffman like, and did you? Look at my damn arm.
Not even just like a little stump. Like,
Oh God, like nigga, did I learn something? Nigga, what was I supposed to learn from this? Look at my arm.
son. Yeah. Before we move on, what's your favorite Saw movie? If you had to pick from the what are there now? 10 or 11?
There's 9.
There's 9. Okay.
OG not included because OG I feel like is unbeatable still.
Yeah, it's the best one, but pick another one.
I used to say 3. That was my default answer for a long time. I kind of like the melodramatic sort of element of it and how they pace that out, and of course how like all the clusterfucks come together in the ending. I feel like the older I get, the more I might say 2, because 2 is the first time you're like sitting in and getting a full glimpse of who Jigsaw is and like filling in certain blanks. So it's like you see Amanda in the second joint, you're like, okay, she obviously got something to do with this shit if she in the game again. Like I don't buy that shit for a second. She just was fucking up. No way in hell. But then like just the way you get like a real exposition into like Jigsaw's dialogue and like the way that he thinks and how he can be very distracting but also very literal, which like just plays into like, you know, you have to like follow these things to the letter but also kind of think a little deeper than that but not overthink it. Like sometimes people just tell you some shit directly on the surface and that's just like you either heard it or you didn't. You're either gonna follow the instruction or you're not. So I'm like 2 after 1 is really hard. I like the first 3 as a trilogy. 4
Same.
Not as interesting, but like you kind of have to because it's connected to 3. 5 it's like half flashback, you know what I'm saying, even though that ending was fucked up too. 6 I really enjoyed on its own. 7's awful. Jigsaw,
that's the final chapter, right? Yeah.
Awful.
Wait.
Awful. 2017 Spiral, no man. And see, let me not fuck up my Lionsgate back because I want to die in one of these movies.
I mean,
I really want to be an apprentice.
Then do it. Like,
oh God, like I really want to be an apprentice. I really want y'all niggas to get. We overdue for black apprentices, bro. Like no cap.
Honestly,
but like yeah, let's play the representation game. We need more. We really do need more like black like horror movie type shit.
But, like, yeah, honestly, like because Jordan Peele's been doing his thing. But like
the girls want to be him so bad,
son. Like it's honestly kind of embarrassing at this point because like everyone is still stuck on the Get Out motif, and like the only person like the only black horror filmmaker I think who's out here right now doing something really special is probably Nia DaCosta. I can't wait to see what she does with Candyman. Yeah, she did. I can't wait to see what she does with Candyman. And like Jordan Peele like co-wrote and produced the movie, but like she's directing, and like it's really her vision. And just based off the trailers and just like the way they told the story with the little cutout like diorama shit, and like the fact that they got Yaya playing like Peele has set a really crazy standard. So naturally, every black filmmaker is either going to get compared to him or feel like they need to be running in his shadow. What was the other shit that the trailer for the other shit that came out last week called? Like, Karen. Yeah. Like it's really like they took like an early draft to Get Out. Like the thing that works about Get Out is that like Get Out is really subtle, and it's about more than just white people scary.
It's
son.
all
like,
subtle. It's subtle.
All subtle. It's really like it really plays out like an episode of The Twilight Zone, which is why I love it so much.
Which is why I ended up doing Twilight Zone.
Exactly. Like it's like it's not just like damn white people scary. It's like way more than that. And this new shit is just like damn white people scary, and it's like I know white people are scary, but like give me something else.
I don't need to watch a movie about this shit at all.
Like anything else, like come on.
I could think about that when I go outside.
Like even Ma was more than that. Like come on, like
fucking. And Ma wasn't even given that much.
Not even like, but Octavia Spencer is Octavia Spencer, and she's amazing in everything she does. So,
she goated, period. Yeah, no matter what. But Ma, yeah, no. Yeah, I saw Lionsgate drop a fucking Saw podcast before Spiral came out. Next time, y'all call me.
Like,
me.
Listen to Crash, bro. Like, come on.
Listen to the kids, bro. Cause see, they wasn't giving they were just giving recaps. I don't know if they were giving like crazy, like it's like they were dissecting it like it was like a college class or something. And I'm just like, see, I don't think it was take ready. They wasn't really giving no takes for real. It really, I think I rewatched the Saw. I've seen the first Saw probably like over 10 times. I like I like rewatched it with somebody. I like watching it with people who haven't seen it and just like heard of it. And it just makes you really realize how when I watch the first couple joints with the context of the rest of the franchise and like the universe, it makes me realize how petty this nigga Jigsaw is. This nigga is petty as shit. He's petty. That nigga is
Yeah.
petty. He's petty.
Nah, anybody who goes out of their way to punish people for not appreciating life is petty. Like that's inherently petty.
On a base level, but like the way this nigga be
Like,
executing shit, it's like, yo, you are a petty ass nigga. He is petty boots. Like you be thinking the nigga makes sense. It's like, no, he's a serial killer. He don't make no fucking sense. He don't even be standing on his word half the time. This nigga makes mistakes, bro. It's kind of also why I like him. He makes mistakes and he be trying to like erase over them or like account for everything, bro. Like I do appreciate that aspect about him because I'm like, this nigga can be wrong as fuck. And all shit's wrong as fuck. But like, look, like, think about it.
yeah. Do you think 21 Savage would make a good Jigsaw?
I was praying that he'd be in it. I was praying for two things. I wanted him to be in it, at least in a cameo sort of facility, or that Nudie would play. And I got one of those things because Nudie played within the first 10 minutes. I'm like, if I hear Nudie in a Spiral movie, bro, man, I did. You heard Thug in a Spiral movie, you heard Gunna in a Spiral movie, you heard Nudie in a Spiral movie. And the song's hard as shit. The song is hard as shit.
It didn't make the movie any better though, right? Or did
I mean,
it?
to see Chris Rock try to rob a nigga to Nudie, it's not something I would have anticipated on this timeline in my life in the multiverse. So I appreciate that on its face alone.
Wow.
For that alone, it will never be lower than a 4 to me.
Wow. Okay. That's still pretty trash, but it's like high on the trash spectrum. It's
It'll
like
never
high
be
end
lower than a
trash.
4 to me. Like it's an enjoy. You'll enjoy watching it, but as a nigga who really does this Saw shit, boy, it got on my fucking nerves.
Yeah. See, nah.
Try to
Like,
woke it. No, man. No.
yeah. Didn't it end on like some all lives matter shit too? Like
It ended on some police can be reformed. And by the way, the state's gonna get. Let me not even respond. Let me not even spoil this shit. Y'all go watch it and let me know what the fuck y'all think. Cause that shit really pissed me off for real. Let me write some shit. Let me write some fine shit. I need to be in the song, bro. I need to just keep saying it and manifesting this shit. We gotta get this shit cracking. Cause I'm like, nigga, I feel like if I really was thinking about it, I could really write a crazy ass Saw sequel, especially if they're doing it disjointed from like the original timeline. I think I could really spaz out.
Man, Lionsgate, you like get his number, follow him everywhere, and like
It don't matter. I ain't been in no
poppin'.
writer's room, nigga. I do this.
Like give us these chances like you give everybody else these chances who have absolutely no experience. Like
come on, bro. I'm looking for a reason to move to LA anyway.
Man, do it. What's it called? So like I just blanked. My fault. What's the so like obviously you're super passionate about a whole bunch of different kinds of movies, but like for you, like what's the first movie experience you remember having? Like I could be at your cousin's house, it could be at the theater, it could be in the back of a car. Like what's the first movie experience you can remember having?
Damn. I couldn't track it probably. I know I went to see like Spy Kids 3D with the little glasses and shit. I know I used to do that. I know that like niggas watched Hardball in the theater, if I'm not mistaken. I know niggas watch. I remember like I don't remember like the first film, but I remember like the aesthetics around that to where it's like sex scene, cover your eyes, but kind of look through the slits of the hand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow, okay.
You feel me? Like that type of shit, or like the little plastic 3D glasses, like I was saying, or like I don't know what SpongeBob movie. I think I saw that in theaters. I always loved that shit. And if it wasn't that, it was like, like my mom watches movies like crazy. Like we had hella DVDs, hella bootlegs. I learned how to torrent, so I was bootlegging at the crib, allegedly. And like, yeah, like that's always been like a core facet, like especially when music basically became my personality. Like if it wasn't that, it was like movies and watching movies and being into that shit and having cable and on demand and just kind of looking around for things that I'd never heard of or like just going off of descriptions and just trying shit, trying IFC shit, going to like a little Sundance on demand, or like how CineMasai or HBO probably have like that little category where it's like whatever. I was also really into documentaries earlier. Like I had like a kind of a sports interest, so I like would watch real sports and shit, even though like I was kind of only really into football for real. I love wrestling too. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. It was really just having access for real, like having the privilege to even poke around like that kind of plays a lot into it because like niggas had the orange Good Burger VHS and niggas had the Rugrats in Paris. Niggas had everything,
Yeah, wow. you just like reached into my brain because yeah,
It's in there deep. You know what I'm saying? It's in
yeah.
there.
Now, honestly, yeah, like I grew up with the orange Nickelodeon VHS tapes too, and my parents also had a really crazy DVD collection, particularly my dad. And yeah, like that's I was definitely privileged to be able to just like flip through shit and then just like have like on demand and shit too. Like that's really like that, like access to on demand, access to torrenting, and access to like a site like Apple Movie Trailers at that time, like that really put so many people on to so much shit. And
Mm-hmm.
like I'm so grateful to all that time that I spent on Apple Movie Trailers, just like digging through shit that I wouldn't have found otherwise.
And the state mandated copy of Baby Boy in every black household.
Son, see, I don't have one. My
Black
father's too
people are
old
not a
for that
monolith.
shit.
They're not
My
a monolith.
father's, yeah, exactly. Black people are not a monolith. My dad is too old for that shit. So he did
For
not have
Baby
no baby
Boy?
boy in the house.
He's too old for Baby Boy?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's Baby Boy.
Nah, Baby Boy's a classic, honestly.
It's not like throwback like Walt Disney black and white. It's Baby
Right.
Boy.
It's a
Come on,
classic,
Jody.
honestly.
Come
Like,
on, Jody.
man,
This
fucking
nigga, this nigga Snoop Dogg said, "Morning scrub. You got your little fort. You give a fuck about your fort."
kick the shit off. It's so funny. It's so funny you brought up Baby Boy because maybe like a couple months ago I watched Prim's Hood Cinema's video on Baby Boy for the first time, and like
You
it's the
put me
only
on to
one.
him.
He's like, shout out to Moses Prim, bro. I've been trying to get him on the show. He's super dope. Like he's like, I think it's the only video he's ever done that's a two-parter, and just like the way that he digs into Baby Boy and just like the little quotes and shit he pulls out are always so great. I've had his mom yelling "Go in the house" stuck in my head for like fucking 3 months
It
because of
made me
that shit.
kind of empathize with Jody a little bit more, which I did not
Yeah,
expect. I just think that character's like a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? But like now when I
yeah,
really think about it, no, like kind of the shit was not in his favor all the way.
not
But
really.
half of it
And
was his
like,
fault too, though.
oh yeah, oh no, like more. I would say like 60% of it is his fault, honestly.
Facts.
But like he, like considering the fact that he is kind of a baby boy, like he had like a somewhat solid head on his shoulders. He knew that his mom fucking around with Ving Rhames wasn't a good idea, and
He was
he at
right.
least had like some kind of drive to at least make some kind of money. Unlike what's his face, the friend who's just like chilling at his girl's house, just playing fucking Ready to
P.
Rumble boxing all day. Like
You want some strawberry soda?
he wants some strawberry son. Like baby boy has layers. Like
He's Sukasa, nigga.
honestly, like I've been meaning to go back and rewatch it, and I think I got to do it. But like it's just like, and also it's John Singleton, and like he doesn't like the only genuinely bad movie I think he's ever made is probably Higher Learning,
I never seen
because
it.
it it doesn't hold up. It's and like a lot of it is because Michael Rappaport is corny. Lawrence Fishburne has a terrible Jamaican accent, and
Jamaican
yo, son, like
Fishburne.
go find clips later. Like he really came in with like and the things we need to do for the community. And I'm like, yo, like this is not you, son. Like you
Whose
gotta stop.
accent is worse, him or Brad Pitt?
Oh, Brad Pitt's is better, honestly.
Cap.
I'm I'm so dead ass. It's uh,
This is documented, nigga. You better stand on it.
but like I mean, honestly, bro, like like I need you to go watch Higher Education and tell, like it's just bad, bro. Like I don't know what Brad Pitt was on. I don't even remember what movie that was, but like it's
Didn't know it existed till Twitter.
honestly me either. Me either. But like it's dicey, man. Like Fishburne's Jamaican accent is fucking dicey. It's bad.
Shout out Furious Styles, nigga.
Shout out Furious Styles. Shout out fucking
Shout
Trey.
out Training Day. Nigga.
Shout out Ricky, son.
Shout out Rick. Shout out Ricky.
Rest in peace to Ricky always.
The nigga look just like me.
I wonder how often Frank Ocean thinks about Boys in the Hood, or if he ever thinks about Boys in the Hood.
I'm still tripping off how he's selling a Tyler album. He got the I Weiwei bowl and it's 100 racks on the table.
This is what I'm talking about, son. Like you just pull that shit out of your head like it's nothing. Like I don't know how you do that.
I heard him the first time, so they said the Ai Weiwei. It's like 100 racks. Just casually. I like the color green and all shades. I bet.
Son.
100 racks on a bowl on a table like it's a fruit bowl or something, nigga. 100 bands, a college tuition on a bowl.
And then the song he did on the Calvin Harris tape where he talked about buying that. Well, it could be one of two things. It could be one of two things. It could be one of two things.
Yes.
Oh yeah, nah. If you know, you know.
All right.
If you know, you know.
And if you don't, you broke. Babyface Ray once said.
Son. Shout out to Ray, bro. Shout out to Babyface Ray. Shout out to all of Detroit.
I saw a nigga walking on the street listening to Daisy Lane, and I had to fill in the blank. I had to like fill in the line, like even though he couldn't even hear me. That song is so good. This nigga Babyface Ray does so much with so little. I love it. It's just get money music. It's just swag music. This nigga just can say anything, and it's so cool.
He makes it so effortless. Like his deluxe album, the deluxe of Unfuckwittable is probably like the best deluxe I've heard in a while. Like I'm not the biggest fan of deluxe reissues, like modern day deluxe reissues. Like in the past, like when they would like put out the extra CD, that was always fun. But this is like, but now like Unfuckwittable, the deluxe on Unfuckwittable is crazy. Love it.
That whole tape is hard to me.
Yeah.
We nigga say he be saying little shit to be sticking in my brain. When I fuck off in a week, you'll sign for that. Like it's V Long. I put your friends on the T.
Like he just like he just finessed the shit.
Money, but don't want to hustle and want her to love you. They ain't with us. Fuck them. Even like the way this nigga said, my niggas stay slide, cha. These niggas stay broke, but not I. I'm just like, he just be popping shit. And appreciate those Empire checks, but we done blew those.
Oh man, and you know, like to me, like Babyface Ray is somebody who, like, to me, he's a prime example of somebody who, like, you can do so much with just flow alone. Like it doesn't matter what you say, but if you make the shit sound good, like him and Ghostface, you make the shit sound good. You can say anything. You can say
anything in the world.
Like
make the most sense. I mean, you got to be the most complex. You could just, if you sauce that shit, you could say anything. That's
honestly.
Anybody, if I ever like be in my like writing workshop bag, if I ever like teach kids or whatever, I'm like, you know, rap is the craziest art form because you can say the most deplorable shit in the world as long as you make it sound cool. Music is powerful.
Right. Man, music really is powerful. Like, and like considering how powerful music is, it makes me so sad that people don't put the financial worth on it that it deserves, because like to like a lot of people it could be just background music, but like that shit really speaks to you when you're in any kind of mood, and we're paying fractions of pennies on the dollar to just like feel something, you know.
You're gonna make me start ranting like Yasin Bey. Do not make me do that. I don't want to start doing that. That's the first time I tried to impersonate his voice, but I was going with a feeling. I was trying to do that. I was going with it. What the fuck? That's like 6 tangents. Oh my god. I hate that niggas don't put the premium on the lyrics all the time. There's 2 things. One, it'd be funny as shit when I listen to music with people who like be making music who like really more focused on production. Cause I be realizing like as the rap nigga, I hear all the words, and as the producer niggas, sometimes they just be hearing all the musicality of it and shit. And it just made me realize like I was meeting these 2 people and I like played some music for them. I played like 8 or 9 songs straight. I met Papa Mumbai and I met this dude named Alex Kimball, who's like a producer. And it was in Chicago once. We was playing each other music, like, you know, as people do, because this was the second time that we had met that weekend or whatever. And then he was playing shit or whatever. And he was like, I ain't trying to put Alex on blast or nothing. I don't know what that nigga situation is. But boom. So he was like, yeah, like it's like what's up with like the women out here? I'm like, I mean, I'm gay. He's like, oh, for real? I'm like, I just played you like 8 songs. What are you talking about? And Papa was just laughing. He was like, I heard it. Like, yeah, I know you heard it, nigga, but like you didn't hear it. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm a producer. I hear all the music and stuff. I'm like, damn, nigga, what? Like you don't hear what I'm saying. Like this is like people, but the flow is premium, obviously, because like if it don't sound cool, niggas not gonna give a fuck about what you're talking about. But I feel like niggas sometimes like I mean, obviously being a producer is a different thing, but I just like the weight of like what you're actually saying. It blows me that it feels like sometimes it's way more of a. I guess that's not true. I was gonna say it's like more of a niche sort of thing, but I guess it just depends on like what your aesthetic is and what you prefer. I just am very like lyric first to the point where like I'll be kicking it with other niggas like just listening to whatever, and we will all play a song for the first time, and it's going all the way through, and I like. And he's like, yeah, that shit's hard. I'm like, but did you hear what that nigga said? That shit was crazy. What he just said, it was like actually crazy. Like that nigga is wild as fuck. Like, what did he say? And I bring it back. You ain't hear that? And I'm like, I heard that the first time because like you think about it in order of operations, like PEMDAS or something. It's like niggas probably hearing the beat first, obviously, because the beat don't crank. We're not listening to it. Then you listen to the flow. Like if this nigga not hitting this shit, I'm not interested. Then you might listen to like the overall musicality of it together. And the hook is probably gonna stick out first. Then niggas get back to the bars. Me, it's like I hear the beat and I accept it, and I'm listening to what this nigga's saying immediately. Like this is kind of how my brain works.
Yeah, and you know, like that's and like that's the kind of thing that makes you a lyricist. You know, like that's the kind of like more often than not, that's going to be the kind of thing that helps you to like write something that's really going to stick in somebody's brain because you're already thinking about how it sticks in yours. So like you already know what you want, and there's more people out there like you than you realize. So like,
but I want the niggas is not like that too. It's the thing. That's why I always be
yeah,
tripping over it. I'm like, I really want to just it's from like a design perspective. I just want the music to get. Greg be talking about this shit all the time. It's like you talk about like design, like music is design. What do you place value on, and what do you place within music, within context, like whatever your medium is, whatever the genre is, whatever you're trying to accomplish with it, like what do you do that makes it effective to people? And like how can I have as many things in my toolkit as possible to where it's like, you know, some days I want to be on some super rapper shit, but that's not every day. Like I feel like that's shit's easier for me to do than like what Babyface Ray does half the time. Cause I'm just like, I'm just like, damn, like sometimes those are niggas who sound really cool. I'm like, bro, I had to work hard to sound like this. I just want to sound cool sometimes. I just want to pop shit like that without having to be so insanely technical all the time. Cause I'm like,
right.
I want to crank that shit every other second of my fucking life. Like I really don't. Like that don't even fit no more. And like I'm putting my backpack down the older I get. Cause I'm just like, nigga, I want to crank to some shit sometimes. Like I don't want to just it's not 77 syllables a minute. I'm cool on that.
Right.
I'm cool on that. Like it's just I just want to be able to do all the things. I think like just like a lot of like my process lately has been devoted to like figuring out how to expand and just be versatile and like know which beats call for which moves or which situations call for which approaches because like especially considering like I start writing for people too like so
Yeah.
that's like that's kind of like the biggest space of growth for me to where it's like all right nigga, if you're not gonna rap for 3-4 minutes straight like what else are you finna do or if you finna do that like how do you implement other parts of yourself to keep it interesting like
Right.
I feel like my humor is coming through a lot more lately.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is.
And I feel like I can just like wild out on some silly shit or just like some different shit or even some real shit. And my favorite shit is I love like wilding out and then like having it be like a double-edged sword to where it's like really sad. And that's kind of my favorite device where it's like this nigga is telling a joke, but it's not funny. It's not a joke at all.
Right.
That's my
Yo. Like
shit.
on some Rock Marciano shit. Like that's
You
what
know
I
what I'm
love about
saying?
that's what I love about Rock Marcy. Like he's like I mentioned this when I reviewed Mount Marcy. Like he really sounds like a mob boss who like stumbled into like into a fucking like late night comedy club. Like, should I be laughing at this? It's funny, but like, is it funny? Like, and like that makes it interesting and that makes it potent. You know, like you know, you want to have the versatility, but you also want to be potent. And
Right.
like, and and like, and like to me personally, as a listener, like the potency is what gets me. You know, like you, like the older I get, like like I'm always love like super lyrical stuff that's not like as long as it doesn't get too ridiculous, but
So
like
nigga, does that shit cut through or not?
exactly
Does it slap or
like
not?
right like are you saying something that sounds tight or are you just like putting words together because you want to let people know that you could rap in triple time? Like nobody has
It's like
time for
you
that
ain't
shit
tell
most of
me
the time.
nothing, nigga. Babyface
Like
Ray gave me way more motivation than that. You ain't telling me shit. Like
right,
you
son.
just showing, you
Like
just doing tricks. Like just tell me something.
yeah, like
Anything.
anything. Like even somebody like Duop Kane, like Duop Kane just like punches through. You know, like Babyface Ray
Constantly.
punches through, like, and that's and like that means more to me now than like hearing Logic go triple time over a Mad Lib beat.
See, you had to. There's like a fraction of me that's like, not gonna tolerate Maryland slander. You understand what I'm saying? He's not from my Maryland, but that's still a Maryland nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
We don't have to go there. We don't gotta go there.
I don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. You know what really blows me, since we on the topic, since it's like, like niggas who love rap, but we also media and shit. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm retired, but like,
no, you're not.
What is it with these mainstream pundit niggas? Where are their taste values at? Because I feel like the niggas I be seeing on these fucking top 10 half year, who do you listen to? Who else do you listen to where these okay ass niggas be making these top 10 lists? Is it because they sold more? What is it? I know niggas are rapping half these niggas. You're not tapped in.
It's an attention. It's an attention economy thing, bro.
That's like, all it is.
Like attention means like anybody willing to, like, anybody bringing in attention is gonna just be, I don't know, because yeah, like, and even when people wind up picking even when people wind up picking like really quote unquote interesting top 10s, it's usually people that are like, I've already been talked about a billion times. And it's like, you said, you're not tapped in. Like, you don't know what's going on down here. Like,
you're fucking really not.
Like, it's just like looking at lists where it's just like Conway the Machine and Benny the Butcher and Nas and then like Lil Baby, just to like make it seem like you know what's going on. And it's like,
okay, you did no digging.
Like, you're not fooling nobody, bro. Like, stop.
Yeah, they're like, you're not rich. Who cares? Like, I thought you cared.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck? I'm like, nigga, I don't want to see no mid-year list without Def C on it, bro.
Like, bro.
I don't want to see it. He's getting more looks now.
Yeah, he is. We just had him on last
week. You slide dog. Yeah, like, you sick fuck. Yeah, that's back to back and shit. But yeah, like, I don't, especially by like the end of this year, if Adam ain't on it, if I ain't on it, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, nigga, rap nigga shit, nigga. What? Put me on the list, nigga. I know I drop twice a year, so
fuck it.
I peaked with that for sure. I peaked.
Crush throats. Keep crushing throats.
No pop filter, no auto crash.
So I mean, like, obviously you're somebody who's incredibly passionate about music. Like, just from like the like hour we've been talking, like, you just on it all the time. So like, when did you first fall in love with music?
I think the love became more active when I was 13 and I heard what I sounded like on a mic for the first time. When I first heard myself recorded, that's when it just sparked instantly. I sounded awful.
What pushed you to go forward?
One day I won't sound awful. Literally, like, I'm like, yo,
it's really that simple sometimes.
I could do this. All right, I'm gonna just try it again. Or like, I could write something and get a reaction out of people. That's when I was like, so I could do this and this could work and I could do this. Like, I don't just gotta like rap along to like Hove on Crazy in Love in the car. I don't have to just do that. Damn. Oh, this is what it's like to actually like develop a personality, like like external from like what people expect me to do. I can actually just say how I feel and move on. Yeah, this is what we doing.
Right. And yeah, you go back to your SoundCloud and your shit goes back almost like a full decade at this point.
This shit on private too.
Yeah. I had to search for it. I had to like really go find it. But the thing I hate about SoundCloud is that like they don't do dates. Like, everything is just like 9 years ago. There's no like specific date this shit dropped.
Yeah.
And but I mean, like, not that matters. That's just like me complaining on some bullshit. But like I guess like get a little more specific. Like, when did you like really, like, was there a specific moment when you were recording early on when you were like, I'm gonna push through this and do it because it feels, just because like I know I'm gonna get there at some point?
I put out my first mixtape in 2009. I was like rapping over like Charles Hamilton shit, Dilla shit.
Blog era.
Yeah, nigga, what? I was like, I think I rapped on Queens Get the Money. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can find that.
Wow.
You can find that. I know where that is. I'll show you. But like, I don't know. I think that kind of made me persist. Being around niggas that were amazing and I wanted to catch up. Being around niggas like Surrey U. Being around um Avion, nigga, rest in peace, nigga. Um, yeah, being around niggas who were amazing and wanting to be at the table with these niggas. Like the competitive element that people are talking about, especially older folks who are participating in rap still, like the 30s, 35 pluses, like I think a lot of those conversations are like attached to like really like dated, stupid notions of masculinity, like just doing
Right.
too much. But the competitive shit, there is a point to it because I feel like there's a positive thing that can come from that. Cause like I'm not balling out on the court. I tried every sport. I'm not good at that shit. But like with this rap shit and with this pen and with sharpening my awareness and my analysis and my execution of things and being around people who are kicking my ass every other time, I'm like, well, one day these niggas not gonna kick my ass. One day I'm gonna sneak these niggas. I might get a technical knockout if I just keep going. So like having community to do that and sharpen the sword for real, like there's something to that. There's something to the competitive nature of this nigga about to be on his shit. I need to be on my shit. Like you're not about to get me today, or maybe you get me today, but tomorrow I'm gonna fuck you up. Like that's the element that like kind of had me even persist towards it, like the sport of it, like the sheer enjoyment of that. Like you got this sort of reaction, like I'm gonna get the reaction one day, or I'm gonna get on that flyer one day. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm watching you, yeah, nigga, watch this. Or like you're good at this shit, yeah, but you ain't good at this shit. Like
Mm.
I love that shit to this day. I be
And
looking at niggas and admiring them for what they can do. I'm like, damn, you sauce this shit all the way up. Like and you don't even gotta try hard. Like you just really are this. I had to work to be like this. Yeah, you could do that. That's hard. You can't do this though. Like I just love that shit. Like I love it. Go ahead though.
No, no, no. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. But like that steel sharpened steel shit is so real. Like just like being around people who make you want to be better
Mm-hmm.
is like that's like I want to say most people who are in this space, like really any creative space, but like specifically around here, like whether it's writing or rapping or any sort of music, like it's always somebody you're trying to catch up to, or always somebody who you feel like you're like three spots behind on the board. Like I always think about there's this Simpsons episode. It's the one where Homer wants to become he finds out about Thomas Edison and finds out how much he invented, and he creates this little like diagram. It's like Edison on a bike and him like where he was at that point in his life, and Homer's like behind him. And then he goes to Edison's office in Edison, New Jersey, and he sees that Edison has the same shit of him and Leonardo da Vinci.
Damn.
And like that's the type of shit that I like. That's like that really just drives so many of us. And like you mentioned Surrey U, who's somebody like I love. Like shout out to them. Like they's fucking
I feel like I'm
crazy.
never
Like
gonna catch that nigga.
yo, like
That was a
talk.
nigga. Why? That's the nigga. When I'm like, he's like a year older than me. Yeah, he's like in the grade above me or whatever. But like, when your baseline is trying to like sharpen swords against this nigga, like half these niggas will quit, bro. To this day, I feel like that. I'm never gonna catch E or like
Oh
Chris when he
man.
was alive. I'm like, these niggas, man. I need to be with these niggas.
Yo, talk to me about your relationship with Surrey U and like how he's kind of pushed you over the course of the last
10 years.
forever. Like
Ten
forever. Like
years. 10 years. I was with him like I was with him like a month ago when I went home. Um, even they still just in the basement showing me shit, recording more mixtape shit, doing this, doing that. This nigga like was on some popular kid shit. He was like he played ball at one point, you know what I'm saying? He had the girls and shit. I was on my dweeb shit with like these fucking headphones listening to Charles Hamilton and shit. He always talks about this one memory where like he was kicking it in the front of Friendly High School in the morning, and I put my headphones on his head and played cable in the classroom, and he just like he was fucking mind blown by it and shit, and how that shit. I remember how that record in particular used to make me feel back in that day. I felt like, oh god, yeah. Niggas be joking on me for like fucking with Charles Hamilton genuinely, but I'm like, niggas, fuck you, first of all. And second, like that nigga meant a lot to niggas back then. Like
yeah, for
there's more Star
real.
Chaser type niggas than you think. Like
Honestly,
they just won't say it aloud because yeah, but I will, nigga.
Pink Lava
And
Lamp birthed a lot of people. Like, let's talk about that. Like,
Even before that, we was listening to all the fucking mixtapes and shit, and all the shit after that too, nigga. Like for real. When I made beats, when I was a producer, I tell niggas this shit all the time. Like I was really modeling my shit after Charles, how to chop a sample and shit, and how to layer the drums. That was all off Charles, for real. Like actually, but yeah, for E, just like on paper, it wouldn't make sense that we like would be the ones that would just become like very very cool. It's just like we're both Aquarians, like we both went to high school together. He was really popular. I had no clout, but through this music shit and through the love of that, through the love of art, like art,
art.
art, through the love of
on
art,
your on your Buffalo shit.
yeah, through the love of art. No, through the love of art, like we just like we forged a brotherhood out of that and just became so cool and just realized we were like similar type of people and shit. So to have been in community with him this long is like just a consistent blessing. I could not. He's one of the friends where like I cannot talk to him for 6 months and it's like it's whatever. Whenever I see you again, whenever I'm back in the house, wherever you hit my phone, it's whatever. That nigga's brilliant. I watched him have to like struggle and suffer and fight through everything to even get what he got right now, and it's still not enough. Like niggas, so many niggas owe him a swag tax. Niggas that these niggas put on their list owe him a swag tax. Like so many people, and he gonna get it because he's not gonna stop. He's like resistant. He's resilient. I mean, and that's a fucking rapper, bro. Like period. That's an artist. That's a rapper. That nigga is a rapper. I'd say he's one of the best to ever touch the shit. I would definitely say that. No question. I mean, if you put niggas, whoever niggas put on their list, they're not seeing E, bro. Like that's how I feel about E.
He's really incredible, and he's also a huge JoJo's fan. So that's like that already seals it for me. But like, nah, like y'all go tap in with Sir EU. He's super fucking dope.
Also got a combo with him.
Yeah, you do. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? Like.
Get him on here. That's nothing. Yeah, get that nigga on here because
we're about to make that happen. Like that whole shit is just gonna be a JoJo's conversation because I'm watching it right now. Like I'm like maybe about 60% of the way through Stardust Crusaders, the 3rd season. So like we might have to make that happen at some point. Maybe probably not until like I'm booked for a while. Shit. So
booked and busy.
See, booked and busy, blessed but stressed, whatever you want to call it. I'm sick of
being booked and broke. Niggas be booked and broke. I'm sick of that.
that's also facts. June was rough.
let's July about to be rough for me.
Oh, son, no, not that.
It's giving that, yeah.
Pay crash.
What's up?
Pay crash everything. Pay crash everything.
Nigga, book me, nigga.
Honestly, and yo. Before you're opening for Arm & Hammer, son.
I am opening for Arm &
Hammer. You're opening for fucking Arm & Hammer. Like
that should tell niggas a lot.
Yo, honestly, like he's opening for Woods and Elucid, y'all. Like,
come on now.
Yo,
come on.
Stop playing with Crash, bro.
You don't gotta be here if you don't wanna. I'm gonna do the gayest shit at that show.
Yo, I can't.
My gayest shit.
I want you to make so many people so uncomfortable because
like, fuck with it.
Okay, that's good. That's good because having been at a bunch of Arm & Hammer shows, like I can't always get a read on how. Yeah, not always. So like, I think like I can't always get a read on how people feel about that type of shit because it's like some of them are people our age. And then some is like the really old, like dusty heads, son. Like,
I think some of them niggas will fuck with my shit though. It just depends on what they heard. If you show like a dusty ass nigga, like, is this really what we gonna call these people? If you show a more esteemed hip hop head like CRASHprez, like it'll work, and you'd have to like listen for all the wild shit I be talking about. But like nigga, like the beat's gonna impact you or whatever. I feel like a lot of the music that I show to older folks it actually does better than I would expect it. Like I think like the 35, 40 plus people, like especially like they like a certain type of rap that like is not as mainstream profitable anymore. Like you know what I'm talking about.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
bro.
I'll play them my shit and they'll like be more into it than I would think. But when you add the queerness into it, I'm like, all right. I was joking with Paul. Like they wanted an art rapper and they made a monster. Like I don't really cling to the art rap label at all for real. It's not really what it's giving. But I'm like, I know I have those tendencies. You know, I had the backpack on like one strap off my shoulder, bearing a lot of weight. It's always gonna be in my DNA, but like, especially with a space like that, that's gonna be interesting. Like being back in real life, because I could just like be like, all right, I'm gonna give you this, but I'm gonna give you this too. Yeah, nigga, we gonna see about that. Like, I'm really excited about that show in particular because I'm like, I wanna, yeah, we gonna see.
Nah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you because like you deserve to play in front of a crowd of people that's like one thing about that particular fan base is like they're really, we were talking about this before. You like they're really invested in the craft. Like
Right,
they're the people who are digging through the CD booklets for lyrics. Like they're the people who are gonna chill at the merch booth for 45 minutes just to get to talk to you for 25 seconds. Like
right.
that's, you know, like they're dedicated in ways that not every rap fan is
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. So like I'm excited to I wish I could be there first off, but like I'm just excited to hear how they react to your shit.
Kind of pitch for
Like,
it, nigga.
man, maybe. Oh no, I can't because that's the weekend of my
Softball.
anniversary.
Oh,
It's the
ooh,
weekend of my anniversary. I can't do that.
I let my wife.
On my full chance shit. But
Shut up.
I'm just so happy for you, bro. Like that just like when you told me that happened, that just blew it open for me. Like,
I'm just like, gee, like I get to share the stage with these niggas. Like what? What the fuck? Like, nah, for real. Like, what? I got Haram over there. Literally, I'm looking at it. I would always say, like with both of those artists, like they had a learning curve. And I feel like a lot of rap fans in particular, it takes a certain type of rap, it takes a certain level of intelligence. It takes a certain type of rap fan to really just like accept the learning curve with certain folks for what it is to even be into certain shit. Cause I'm just like, the first time, like when Adam played me Woods a long time ago, like probably off like History Will Absolve Me or something like that, or Today I Wrote Nothing, I'm like, I don't get it. Even with Elucid, I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. It didn't really click for me really to like Paraffin. And then around Paraffin is like, and after that comes like Hiding Places. And then like, I'm like, okay, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like Save Yourself or
yeah,
like Shit Don't Rhyme No More. Like that's where I'm like, all right, yeah, I got it. And I see these niggas live separately. I've seen them both live separately. I'm like,
same,
wow.
same.
Like, yeah, I met them both separately. So it'd be cool to just like to open for both of them. Fool. Like that's crazy. Like
Yeah. No, that's
that's a
no,
privilege
no,
for real. Like I feel real privileged to even be in that conversation.
man. Like, and now like you earned it, cause like, and like, and like that's interesting that you bring up about the learning curve, cause like I was the same way. The first Woods project I listened to was Today I Learned Nothing, and I was like, this is cool, but it's not like gripping me the way I wanted to. I
Right.
tried Dour Candy. Dour Candy didn't really grip me the way I wanted it to either.
Right.
But then I heard I want to say I heard The Rent Is Too Damn High, which which is like a really early Arm& Hammer song from like,
I haven't even.
right,
I need to go back to like furtive movements and like race music. I haven't even heard either of them Jones.
man, fucking race music is honestly extremely underrated. I really, really, really love race music. It's probably that might be like right outside my top three at this point, because like at this point, like if we're gonna go like Arm& Hammer projects, like Paraffin, oh man, I'm blanking now. Paraffin, Haram, and Shrines are my three
I
favorites.
think Paraffin might still be my favorite too.
Yeah, Paraffin's kind of hard to beat.
But
That's
nah,
like,
but Rome nigga, like Paul Thompson always talks about Rome. Shout out Paul. Shout out
yeah,
Jeff
shout out to
Wesley.
Paul for real, man.
Paul,
He
he always
interviewed
tells
them
me
for
about
GQ, son. Like,
right, exactly. He always tells me about like Rome, and Adam tells me about Rome a lot too. And I went back to Rome, and I'm like, nah, these niggas was actually barring. And I think the beats kind of put me off. Is probably what it was. But nah, these niggas was
yeah,
snapping.
nah. See, I'm the exact same way. The beats aren't my favorite, but Rome does have one of my favorite Arm& Hammer joints on it. Barbarians, the one that Peggy produced. That's
Right.
Yeah, I love that song. That song is incredible. But I don't go back to Rome the way I go back to like Paraffin or Shrines. And it's so funny because Paraffin, Shrines, and Haram are their like last three projects. So, you know,
That's
I
where
kind of
I'm
feel
in. Yeah,
I kind of feel like a noob even saying that shit, but whatever.
type shit. That's like when I got into Alex G at House of Sugar. And I'm like, okay,
Oh
I guess I'm
man.
that type of fan, but fuck y'all niggas. I don't care. This is a classic. And then it's like that's the album where all the other shit made sense. Like Rocket made so much more sense. And then like I
Mm.
go back to like any of the other Alex G joints. I'm like, okay, I heard Race. All right, this shit hard. Like, all right, it took that for me to break the wall down for me to even get back over here, you know? So
Right.
that's, I accept it for what it is. Like, I enjoyed the shit out of that. Like, Alex G, I'm like a stand now. It took quarantine for me to fuck with Alex G. I was mad as shit because like that House of Sugar shit came out. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen to it. I was fucking like my jaw dropped, and I bought tickets. COVID,
Damn.
like the week before it happened. I was so excited.
See, that was me.
Aquarius, another Aquarius. I'm gonna get an Alex G collab, nigga. I'm speaking that now.
Nah, you need that. Like I'm not really on the wave like that. Like I've heard a few songs, but I don't like know Alex G shit like that. He's somebody I've been meaning to get into, but I'm not there yet. I will be soon, but I'm not there yet.
I got you.
Please, yeah, please put me on. Like
You know how many times I listened to Crime last year? I played House of Sugar for my nigga tax purposes. Daniel, he produced a lot of early Kenny Hoopla shit. He produced Waves and Cave for Kenny,
mm,
and like we was riding back, and he has like one of those cars kind of in between like the era where like they took the tape deck away, but like there's no Bluetooth, so like it's just a CD deck. And we listened to Long Live ASAP in that CD deck. We listened to my nigga Group Think's old album Not Safe for Work when he was Lord of the Fly still. We listened to like shit on
mm.
CD, and then I was like, bro, you haven't heard House of Sugar? He's like, nah. I thought he was like kind of on some like indie rocker, like just I thought I knew what to expect. I'm like, I was there for a while, bro. Listen to this shit. And I turned this shit on max volume and put it in the cup holder, and we cranked that shit. And the full moon was out, and we was in the dark fucking back roads riding through Wisconsin to that shit. And he's like, man, this shit's really good. I'm like, just wait. And then the next song come on, like, this is really good. Just you wait. Next song, he's like, this is timeless. Wait, just wait. Like,
Just wait. See,
okay,
like those albums that pop up and those like really those moments that you don't realize are special until later, like those are the ones that stick with you in on some wild shit. Like me and one of my best college friends, Connor. Shout out to Connor because I'm pretty sure he's listening. He and I used to drive around in his whip at college and listen to it was Daft Punk's Random Access Memories. It was that and the Tron Legacy soundtrack. Like he and I both just like Daft Punk was just like our thing. And like
it's adjacent.
no, this is I mean the Tron Legacy soundtrack was, but Random Access Memories is like that's like the disco shit. Like there's it's like disco with like a little bit of vocoder. And I fuck with that personally. And like that album just means so much to me because of how much time I spent in a car like listening to it. And it's not quite the same as the Alex G story, but like it just gives me the same vibes off of like being with people.
The college albums, like what you associate with like freshman, sophomore, junior, like those shits are so important. Like I associate freshman year with camp. Like, yeah, nigga, I said
Mm.
it. I associated with camp. Yeah, that and like what was next? I guess like Good Kid. I guess yeah, Good Kid.
Yep.
I guess it would be sophomore, right? That's 2012. Yeah, man. Yeah. I need to go back and look and track this and write this down because it was Good Kid. I remember right when I got into college, like Goblin came out before that, and I had like
Yep.
OF Tape 2.
Yep.
I was really into Honest too. I was really into Honest by Future because I was really into the song Well Covered in Money. And my mom, I saw that tour in New York. I went by myself. And
Damn.
the song Special, I went to the PlayStation Theater, but Special, that song with Young Scooter, I was really into that shit. What else?
Honest is an
Nigga,
album I've been meaning to revisit.
the
Just to say
first
that.
Veckatomist, Grizzly Bear, that was my first like I moved to Wisconsin album because my nigga
Mm.
Ramel, he goddamn had sampled, well, let me not say that. But like, he had like, allegedly he's like really into Grizzly Bear, and I tweeted him one day, I'm like, what should I listen to? He said all of it. So I downloaded Yellow House and I downloaded Veckatomist because that had 2 weeks on it. And then I just like fell in love with it, and I associate that with like being in Wisconsin surrounded by fucking white people. One of the first like memories that I had of Wisconsin was we went to like this thing called Rhythm and Booms, like the 4th of July like fireworks show, and we was sitting behind like this group of like white dudes who were like brothers or whatever, and they started arguing on some drunk shit, and one of us kept calling them nigga, and the fireworks were in the background. What's wrong with you, nigga? What's up, nigga? And like just, like fireworks in the background. Yeah, nigga, what's up, nigga? Like
the exclamation point. That's beautiful.
On God, like I never forget that shit. So it's like the first day I got to Wisconsin, I went to eat with my family at Red Robin because I wanted bottomless French fries, and then like I saw the story a million times, but like I wanted bottomless French fries in particular because I just fuck with Red Robin. It's just good. And like it was the first time like white couple, like this old ass white couple, was just staring at us, just staring and not saying anything, like staring hard as shit. I was 17 years old, never seen no shit like that. Grew up around niggas, like had one white homie. That's it. Like,
yo, that's crazy because the first time I remember being stared at like that, I must have been like somewhere between like 8 and 11 years old. I went to go visit my mom's family in upstate New York, and she took her two little brown kids to the mall. And we were just walking through the mall, and these people would just stare at us. We were walking through the mall, like that's when I first started to notice, like, hey, like this is like something's not right here. Like why?
I'm weird.
Why?
I'm different. I don't fit. Just walking through the mall, them kids in the mall. This was a Mario Jr. Shit, like nigga. That's literally what it was giving.
Fucking running through the food court and shit. Yeah, you already know. Like they were ready. But that shit is like, you know, like it's so crazy because like I feel like we all, like most Black people, especially within the world of media, we can trace those memories back, like very specifically. Like you remember
used to selling the trauma, nigga.
Man.
Nah, continue. Go ahead.
On some Vince Staples shit, but yeah, like nah, like it's just a really wild tightrope to have to walk, and just like, you know, just like existing and like being looked at in anywhere really, but like just I can't even put it into words. Like just like the level of uncomfortable we have to get used to being in a lot of places is just a lot.
On God. And got to document it and kind of remember this shit and put it in context for like $300.
Yep.
That shit is so dry. That's why I'm retired. That's why I'm fake retired. I'm just taking a picture of us on Zoom right now.
Man.
Hell no. Okay, I got it.
I hope I look good. I'd be looking fucking smacked in so many pictures for no reason.
Nigga, we vibing in this, you know, we vibing in it, bitch. It's like 454 and shit. That's that nigga. I've been listening to his shit all year. 454 Hive. 454 Snap. Listen to 4 Real by 454. Also on Good Convo. Yeah, nigga.
Hell yeah, son.
Fuck.
So you mentioned Adam Def C a whole bunch since we've been talking. And I asked him about this, so I gotta ask you about this. Talk to me about CRASHprez and how y'all came together and how like Knows the Time came into it, and just like cause like that's a partnership that's really like y'all have bonded so much through the music, and just the way you talk about each other, like I could tell that there's really something special there. So
I'm saying, like, I wish niggas, like, when we really pop the way we supposed to, I'm gonna go through the whole timeline, because it's like that was when I was in First Wave, which is at UW Madison, like the scholarship I was in, but it's not a major, it's a scholarship, like a learning community for artists and shit. And I came in with like a spoken word background as well as rap. He's like one of the first rappers in the program period, because he's like 4 years older than me. So I was in the 5th cohort, he was in the 1st, and he was still around. I think he did a 5th year. I don't remember. So it's one of the people I would like kicking around, because I'm like, I'm in Wisconsin, where the fuck are the rappers at? You know what I'm saying? Little did I know and shit. But like, that was one of the first people I like looked to on some big homie shit. Now it's like my brother and Ian, that's my brother too. Like both them niggas like 4 years older than me. And Ian's like 3.5, I think. Well, almost 4. Yeah. So like 3.5, 4 years older than me, both of them. And you know, I was like a young nigga. I was like 17 when I got to college and shit. So that's like around the time I first met them. I was 17. I'm 27 now.
So what did
literally go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, what did you see, or what did you see in them when y'all first met up, and what did they see in you that like that inspired you to form the group?
You see, when you meet me at 17, 18, I don't know what niggas saw, because like I was way more edgy, and it's like my fucking mouth, but like I literally like first one of my first contacts with Ian was like we were at the terrace and I was like joking about him having a Supreme hat, asking if he listened to Our Future. That was one of the first interactions I had with him, and he could have baked me, but he didn't. And I was like, "You make music? Let's make music." And we started making music like not too long after that. And Adam, I'm pretty sure, was around First Wave Officer, some type of I don't know where exactly, but there's like this older crew called Higher Education. I think a lot of those folks are from Milwaukee, but they were in Madison for whichever reason, and he was around with them a lot. So I would like go record with them too. But as far as what I saw, I think a lot of my younger self, I was kind of just looking for like older brothers that I never had. And I tended to be the younger person of friend groups because I was born in '94 and like I skipped a grade. So like it was kind of always like that. I was kind of always seeking that. I think I would say that with E as well, but really like a year apart. Um, but as far as like Ian and Adam, like we always talk about this, not even just about making good music. It's about like being good people. And as far as the people that they were, like I don't know. I have luck where I just gravitate towards really fucking tight people, especially with music being like the foundation and hip hop being the foundation of that. Like the community aspect, people think it's corny. It's not. It's a tenet for like it's a core tenet of this shit. Like I find community that way. These folks were my close enough proximity. They seemed cool. 10 years later, we brothers for real. Those are my brothers. Um, and we real shit. Like the oldest song I left up on my SoundCloud is from 2012. It was after John Vietnam passed away. Rest in peace, John. Um, and we were in like you hear about how like Pivot Gang, them niggas rap about like being on the west side and so basement, bro. We was in that basement because Joey produced it. Saab was there, and we made this song. Me and Adam, I think that was the first song we made together, like for real, that we like put out. Maybe like the second or third, but that kind of like started the collaborative process from us, and we didn't even really make this thing. The Deaf Press thing just happened because we was in Madison at the same time when Ian was still living there in grad school, and we pulled up and we sessioned on something, and we just made like 3 records really fast and put them out. And that's just how it started. We had an EP and we put it out, and then like we did it again and did a second one, and then that was when Adam was about to start going on his tear and shit. And the third one we started before pandemic. Then pandemic happened. Then niggas was fighting through pandemic. Then I was kind of struggling, banging my head against the wall to finish my parts. And then we just tinkered with it, and we kept going back. We went to the studio out here in Chicago, where we went to Classic, and like this and the third. So it was really just like the spontaneity of it is what started it. We're just like, yo, chop these damn samples up allegedly and goddamn rap and figure it the fuck out. And that's kind of how Death Press came to be. Now we got this whole ass album and shit. And yeah, we got you fuck niggas heads, nigga.
Yo.
Coming
And
this
yeah,
fall, nigga.
yo, like the album is something, man. Like I'm extremely grateful and fortunate to have already heard the shit. And like they got some shit, y'all. Like I said it last week, I'm gonna say it again. They got some shit. Like
open your fucking notes app and put us in that goddamn list, nigga.
Son, fucking throw them on the list. Fucking go pay 5 times the amount you could pay on Bandcamp. I don't know how much they're gonna sell it for, but like you better throw them like 60. Like
they wanted an art rapper and they made a monster. Literally. On God, because it's just hilarious. Like the sort of music I'm making now and the sort of music that Adam is making now is crazy. Like I haven't even dropped my shit for real, but like,
yeah,
like we're kind of in different bags right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's very firmly in that lane. He's starting to get respect for it, starting to work with folks. His year, you think the first half of this nigga year was crazy? Watch the second half. Like this man, what fuck is you talking about? All you underground niggas, all you like all the dusty rap niggas. Hey man, Def C, the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, just you fucking wait. And yeah, like I'm just kind of over here, like, on my pop star shit,
yeah.
Niggas. I'm like kind of halfway on my pop star shit. I'm not even joking. Like my pop star arc stars now, nigga. Like we out here, we using the auto, nigga. We vibing this shit. We also rapping though. We having fun with this shit. So like, for us to converge at this time, and Ian's a fucking doctor. Ian's a doctor. Like Son. He's a doctor.
See, I didn't even know that. Like
he got his PhD in clinical psych. He just finished.
Wow.
Nigga's a doctor.
Shout out to you, bro.
Doctor knows the time, nigga. So like for us to all like kind of converge at these points in our lives, we're kind of like splitting off and doing like different sort of directions. I think one of the things I kind of struggled with in finishing this was I was like, as far as like we talked about this a lot. I've like talked about this a lot in this interview even, but like that sort of sound, chop the loop, rap on this shit, do it again. I feel like that's so much of a principle of what I'm rooted in. And I've done it so many times over the course of me making music that I feel kind of tired of it in a sense where like I don't really, like it's always gonna pop up. Like I dropped Just a Crumb this year. Like it's literally that. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm trying to push myself. And I feel like there's a lot of folks whose work I feel like I could be in conversation with thematically. I feel like sonically speaking, I'm still trying to figure out what the next sort of blend is. So whatever's coming from me next is just going to be like me, you know, throwing shit at the wall and like just making sure that shit slap and making sure I'm telling you something. So this is kind of like a capstone project for us. Like as far as the Deaf Prez thing, we're going to put it down. I mean, you know, I don't know if we're going to pop after this shit or what, but like shit.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Like,
who the fuck knows? But I'm like, y'all niggas, man, like, this is the album. This album, like, the more I listen to it, I'm listening to my shit. That's another thing I put in a couple of different tracks when we was riding through Wisconsin and shit. I was like, damn, I'm listening to shit. I made it with my friends and I'm catching shit. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah,
it's just like, if you like that type of rap, if you like rap for real, if you're reading lyric booklets, nigga, if you try and just crank to the fucking loops, nigga, we got some surprises in there too, like sonically speaking. But like, you know, Ian did the whole shit top to bottom. It's me and him rapping, me and Adam rapping top to bottom. It's like a boxing match, nigga. Like he got me on some shit, I got him on some shit, and we even out sometimes. But like we just the raps are there, the beats are there. If you love rap music for real, you're gonna love this shit. Like, period.
See, good energy. Like I love to see it. That's good. I'm just so excited for the rest of the world to hear it. And you mentioned one more time. You mentioned all your solo music that you've been putting out, especially over the course of the last like 2 years, like starting from like I'ma Die Anyway, right? You've never hidden or like been withdrawn on the mic before, which is one thing I've always loved about you. But like, especially since I'ma Die Anyway, like your shit just feels so much more raw and personal than it ever has. Like you've really fully come into who you are and what you stand on, and you're just fire. So I guess just because I was wondering, like, when did you first start feeling comfortable enough to be so raw on record? Because like I'ma Die Anyway, and Just a Crumb are not Paranoia, you know, like
fact, not at all. And No Hook, niggas be forgetting about No Hook.
And No Hook, no,
that's one of my most slept on joints, nigga. Nigga,
son, that's on my playlist from last year. I play that shit all the time.
Niggas got me fucked up, Dylan.
Like
I be dropping once a year, but you know what?
That shit stays.
Come on, man. I be trying to make shit to just stay, bro. But like, yeah, what got me more comfortable? I became a known homosexual. That's at least 70% of it. I don't know, bro.
CRASHprez, known homosexual.
Known homosexual. Like da. Yeah, no, I really just feel like there was the period from like 2015 through 2016, like the year after college. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. We vibing. Then it was like a 2016 to like the end of 2017, really 18, like halfway through 18, where I was like in a really shitty place. A lot of really shitty things happened to me, and I was trying to figure things out. I didn't really grab the reins till 2018, really. And I think moving through that next year, 2018 through 2019, is what basically influenced like what you got out of I'ma Die Anyway. Like that's where like the more like pressure cooker type attitude came from. Like the nigga, I have so much to tell you. And that's part of the reason why like I struggle with the idea of being prolific, because I feel like in a lot of artist conversations when we speak on how much people are doing, I'm way more concerned with whatever output I'm giving to the world sticking. And I know that's out of my control, but you know what's in my control? The effort and care and truth that I apply to that to try to even give myself an opportunity to last to other people. So like if that means I don't drop 7 tapes and 2 deluxes a year, so the fuck be it. Like I can't fake this shit. That's why when Mobby said I don't write all the time because I can't lie. Nigga, understand me? Like, nigga, what? That's that Mavi's that nigga. But like when
Real
he
shit,
said
bro. Shout out to
that,
Mavi.
there's a reason why niggas was quote. That's not even the most like super complex bar on the tape, and that's the reason why niggas was quoting that the fucking most. It's true. I can't lie with this shit. I can't force this shit. I'm not capping when I do this shit. I'm not faking when I do this shit. So like,
Right.
no, I can't say something to you every 2 weeks and drop a video on YouTube every 2 days. No, I can't do that because I'm actually living and reflecting. And I think again, we've spoken on this too. The piece you did with Injury Reserve, rest in peace, Gross. When you did
For real, man. That was
when you submitted
yesterday,
your,
son.
that's crazy, son. That's crazy. Because I remember that day. I called you that day. But like, I only got to meet him once, meet them once, really. But like, when you did the interview when their self-titled came out, and I think it was Richie. I don't know if it was Richie or Gross or something about like, you know, like when we make records, we really just spend like 2 or 3 months. We make like a lot of stuff and then pick the best stuff. We don't sit in the studio all day. Like we're out here living life and trying to think about shit. And I'm like, finally somebody fucking understands the approach. Cause I'm like, nigga, like you wonder why niggas be finally grinding forever and struggling forever. And niggas be infatuated with the grind and the struggle. Then niggas get rich and rap about the same shit. And people either like, if you switch the beat up or maybe you switch the cadences up, niggas are into it. But they're just looking for the next person to struggle to try to kind of nurture up from the ground. You know, like you're staring at the fucking ceiling at the studio every day for like the past 2 years of your life. And if you're not doing that, you flexing on Grammy, you're touring and shit. Like, of course your shit's getting stale. Are you really like living for real? Like, are you just really sitting here reflecting that? And I know it's not like I don't mean to be myopic or like have that represent like something universally, but it's a trend I've definitely noticed because I'm just like, I don't have 700 songs in the stash. Maybe I'm lazy. Like I'm lazy.
You're not.
I'm a workhorse. Niggas while I wave, they need way bigger surfboards. Mommy said that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what? So I don't know, man. I never in my life feel like I have to just really rush all of this shit all the time. But it'd be blowing me because I'm like, damn, I want to drop. Damn, I want to do shows. Even with the shows I got coming up in the fall, I'm like, fuck, I want more music out. I need to just put these songs out. I've been hoarding. I'd be hoarding shit at this point because I'm like, if I feel like this shit could be really impactful, I'm not going to just throw it out in the universe. I done did that shit for too long. But with Amadai anyway, in
Right.
particular, you get that sort of energy from me. That was the first project for real outside of CRASHprez that I dropped since my album in 2015. And from 2015 to 2019, it's all kind of shit I ain't told you. This project is 15 minutes long. There's so much shit I haven't told you. But I was sitting here living and I was dropping songs and shit, but I was sitting here living and thinking and reflecting. I need to actually have the real grip on this shit before I say most of this shit. And the fact that I didn't disappear in all that time tells you a lot. Like I'm still on stage. I'm still contributing to the culture in other ways. I'm still dropping songs that are fire. Like I'm not ever gonna just completely evaporate. But that project, like I know it's far enough removed where I just hear all the flaws in this shit. But just for what it was just really kind of just like symbolizing, nigga, I'm not scared of myself. I'm not scared of this shit. I don't care. I didn't pick that title out of negativity. I picked it out of the sense of I'm gonna die anyway, niggas. So let's do what we want to do. Let's be who we try and be.
Live life to the fullest.
Be who the fuck we supposed to be. I said it like it's that. That's why I'm like rapping damn near this. Ian says you have the same flow the whole project. I'm like, damn, I can't unhear it. But like we just fucking I had shit on my chest and I didn't even tell y'all niggas everything. I just want to make sure that shit crank. But yeah, like for what it was, like I still enjoy like what that project represents. But nigga, I'm doing laps around that shit now.
Hell yeah. And it's like you said on No Hook, you know, you're goaded off of shit that you were saying at 19.
Stop playing
like
with me.
Yo, like that, like when you say that shit at the end of No Hook, that shit gets me so hype every time. I know that song goes crazy because I played it for Desiree, my girlfriend. I played it for her and she was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "That's Crash." And she was like, "Really?" And I was like,
Hell
yeah. So like,
fuck
that's how I knew. That's how I knew. Like,
yeah, she really tapped in. She listening to the words and shit. I'm like, yo, you can't. That's what I meant to say earlier. You can't. I'm not background music, bro. You cannot put me on in the background. I'm not a background nigga. I'm not that.
And that's
you can't
great.
study to my shit. You can't do that. I'll be disrespected. I'm like, you got me on just in some background shit, just vibing and shit. Like, nah, nigga, like you got. Did you hear me?
Like,
did you? Or did you skim through it?
Nah, like I get it. Like, you know, like there have been times when I've called artists like craft first artists, and I'm starting to kind of get tired of saying that, but like, because like it just like kind of sounds corny, but like you're someone who puts a lot of work into the words that they say and how it's presented and how it meshes with the beat, even though you don't make the beats yourself. like most of the time, because like I know you've produced in the past, but
I ain't
like
producing myself about goddamn 7, 8 years. Nigga.
yeah, that's what I thought. But still, like either way, like like you really like you just like you think about pockets. You think about word placement and like breath control and all that shit. Like you haven't even told me this. This is just stuff I can tell from the way you rap. So like why would you want to just be background music when like you put all that thought and effort into the way it goes? It's just like, oh, we just you just
This
play it. Like
It's cool. No, you ain't heard what I said, bro. I think that Def Prez album coming out, that's like the most exemplary I've been in controlling all of those things. Because
see,
rapping with Def C, like there are moments where I'm like, okay, he's gonna triple time us to death. So let me not do that. What choices can I make that are different? I think that's a lot of it's some of the best work that both of us have done, period, stylistically
mhm.
or writing wise, because like the way we complement each other and the way Ian just sets the scene and the sort of you see the difference in what we're picking and what we're approaching, like how we approach Ian's beats, what pockets we're finding in this stuff, or like even with the style that's I feel like is way more tailored to what Adam is doing, considering where my direction is going. But like, all right, if I've done this a million times, how can I do this to make it fresh and organic and not boring and not dry for myself? How can I like pick different flows? Like if I know or can kind of predict what Adam's finna do, how do I like try to one up that shit, or how do I just like go completely left from that? Like I just that's finishing this record is a bit laborious on my end. I feel like just because like nigga COVID, I don't understand how niggas was inspired. I wasn't like
And
it's the fucking dark ass time, but
for
I will
real.
say working on that record helped me get through it. Like I just had something to kind of focus on and just like pour my experiences. Even if I listen to it, I kind of self fulfill my own prophecy on a certain record about you know what I'm saying. I kind of fulfill my own prophecies on that one. That's another thing I kind of noticed with writing too. It's like the tongue is so powerful, bro. Like how many times we see niggas talking about dying or niggas whatever niggas be ending up dead and shit. Niggas every time they say like like the tongue is powerful, like this music shit is powerful. Niggas be saying this shit and then it be happening. So I'm like, okay, if that's really the case, bro, like I'm gonna just pop my shit and I'm gonna mean that shit and we gonna see what happens. Cause like if the word is that powerful and I know that for a fact and I've seen it change my life and change other niggas' lives, you gotta be way more intentional. Nothing without intention, for real.
Intention is everything right now, especially after COVID. Like that shifted, like I feel like it shifted a lot of people's perspectives. And like regardless of whether or not you lost someone or like however your life changed, if you walk out of something like COVID and your perspective is like not changed at all, like that's wild.
It's like Corona ain't stopped shit.
Like like things have changed. Like like it's like I look at my life differently now. And like the podcast came out of Corona,
Right.
which is even crazier to think about. Like even with hindsight, it's just like, how did I do that? Like I'm really proud of what I've been able to accomplish here, but it's just like, how did I do that? Like why did I decide to do that right now? And I can imagine that. Yeah, I can imagine that you kind of went through something similar, like
It's that
especially
combo,
making something like like a good convo and the Def Prez album. Just like you did that, like, and it's just like, wow, like we really, like, how did I do that through all of this turmoil and strife? Like
and
Jesus.
that ain't the only project I made. The other one needs to
Like
get approved. If that nigga, uh, I've been so close so many times, Dylan. That's the other
yeah.
thing I meant to forget. Since we was talking about Amada anyways, is literally no one does. Like Yo, I played that shit for Yo, and this nigga turned. We was in the parking lot of Cookout, and this I think it was off Moreland Ave. This nigga turned my shit off and gave me a fucking 30-minute tongue lashing. He's like, "That's not you. I don't hear the crash that's in the seat with me in this music. I don't know where he is in this music." Blah. I'm like, nigga, like what? Like just like let's just cuss me out for like 30 minutes straight minimum about this shit. And another thing that's hilarious is like, I'm like, nigga, I played like, I think the nerve for him. I was like, what you think about that? He told me that's not me. He's like, I'm thinking, I'm like, what? he said, he said, I was like, man, Crash is really good at rapping. I wish he slow the fuck down. And now all these other niggas be rapping fast as fuck. Like, you don't tell these niggas slow the fuck down, nigga.
uh-uh.
Kenny Mason made hit. You don't tell Kenny slow down, nigga.
Fucking Ree and shit. Yeah, I was listening to Ree a couple days ago, and
Shout out
that's
to
just
him.
like,
I met him one time. I shook his hand once before COVID. Shout out to Kenny Mason. That nigga raw as shit.
yeah, he really is, bro.
I'm
Like
listening to Pop Mints a lot.
yo, it took me a minute to really like. I mean, like I always liked him, but it took me a minute to like see the vision. I get it now. Like I'm here. Like yeah,
We will make some crazy ass shit. Me and Kenny
son.
Mason.
Yo, like honestly, like I could hear you doing some crazy shit over the song he made with Gibbs. Like that beat just sounds like you. Like I can't remember what it's called. I'm so bad right now. But like find that, because for some reason I'm just like I could hear Crash over this. But nah, shout out to Kenny Mason. He's super tight. He has amazing videos, and his his lock pigtails are like the best I've ever seen. So shout out to Kenny Mason.
He be picking beats I would fucking buy. Like the Popman beats, I would love that beat.
He's got such a good ear. Like
another day. Then love Popman. The flow, like, come on. This was it like this is when I this might feel distorted when I say this shit sounded important when I say it. Like, nah, he's stupid. He's stupid.
Yeah. I like a couple of days ago, I was like trying, like I went on Genius and opened up the lyrics to Ree and like tried to rap it. And I did it. Like I came really close a couple of times, just like the way he manages to just like weave through that beat and just like
that's a craft nigga.
Honestly, like and like that's like he raps double time, but it doesn't sound but like it doesn't sound like corny. Like he's not going like Tech 9 with it. Like he's like his whole thing is that he's like really relaxed. And he just kind of like just like like the second half of the second verse on that song is just like wow. Like I like that type of shit makes my head, that's a head bust to me. Like it's just like I'm just like I really love this rap shit, man. Like
I saw him at Fader for A3C before COVID, and it was probably like 100-some people in the room, and I think it was the night Megan was playing. I don't remember, but he went like first or second, and he still teed that shit up.
Woo!
I think he only had hit out. I don't even know if he even had like albums out like that.
Man, that's how you know he's a performer. Like he
does this shit. He's gonna be here in a minute.
He's gonna go the distance for sure. I got one more formal question for you, and it's about, you know, like you're semi-retired. Let's call it semi-retired. But there was a period of time where you were both a rapper and a journalist, which is a position that not a lot of people are in. The only other person I can think of who really does shit like that for real is Rob Markman. So like you guys are kind of in rarefied air in that way. And it's a really interesting tightrope to walk, considering that like you were saying with a good convo about this like of the industry shit. Like
right.
you're like yeah, like you're quote unquote of the industry, but you're also like a rapper. So like you're in it in two different ways. And just like I was just wondering, like as a journalist and as a critic and as a rapper, like how is your experience how did or has or whatever your experience as a rapper inform your perspective as a journalist or a critic, and vice versa? Like or did it or like do you keep them separate?
I always felt like it was just the same brain but different mediums to approach or apply it. I feel like my voice was consistent no matter what it was I was doing. As far as like navigating both of those things side by side, it kind of always clashed sometimes to where it's like, damn, like I bet Rob Markman feels this way too. I need to interview that nigga about this shit. But like,
you gotta.
I really
you
do.
Gotta.
I have to. But like, it's always the tension is always there, which is odd considering like, I mean, artists having podcasts is not crazy, I guess. My nigga Genesis Renji got one too.
Hey.
He that's a Maryland nigga. He be in Milwaukee, he a Maryland nigga in disguise. I fucking knew it. Maryland niggas be everywhere. DMV niggas be everywhere. Just don't forget that shit. But like the media question, all of it feels like I'm contributing, right? And just like leaving what I can and bringing my best self to make sure that other people bring their best selves to this culture. And I feel like journalistically speaking, we're in such a drought still because so much of it is based on theatrics and bullshit and drama and niggas dying. And me in this space, we deserve so much more. It's why niggas like you are here. It's why niggas like Najma are here. It's why niggas like Clarissa are here or Monka Per. Goddamn, even the people I don't know, like a Evie or a motherfucking like a Scotty Beam, like people I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see it. Like there's a whole class of folks really doing this shit. Nigga, yo, the fuck?
Yeah,
Um,
like
I mean, not even. Um, but yeah, like I never wanted to just be that. I wanted to just give it the quality and the attention that it deserves. And I want to facilitate spaces where people feel comfortable enough to tell the shit that they wouldn't tell other folks who aren't as researched or aren't as steeped in it. And I definitely feel like me being an artist lended a different sort of credibility to it, considering like I'm actively practicing it. And I can even ask people questions or get in people's heads because I just struggle with similar things. So I can at least chart or try to map out if people are in similar places by juxtaposing my own experiences. Not to mention a lot of the guests that I have are people that I knew already, you know,
right.
it was like one call away from. Just have my own separate contexts and experiences too. Um, it's odd that more artists don't necessarily do it off the rip, considering there's such a rich tradition of like, you know, we considering like the literary tradition. It's like how many people who write crazy ass books and critique them shits and review them, you know, and are professors of them. Rap is just like for the most part, I haven't really seen that as much. I mean, there's obviously people that like blend academia, even though like the older I get, the less interested I am in that. In
Same.
particular, like that institution, I'm not really interested in going back. People always wonder why you don't go back and be a professor. I'm like, I don't know, it's never off the table, but like going back to the academy to dabble with that is not something I'm as interested in. And when I reflect on my times in the academy, like rapping and music and shit got me there so I could study journalism. But I'm also like, damn, when I view my own work through the prism of like the spaces that I was placed in, especially at a PWI, like the way the niggas around me and people like me were contributing art to that sort of space, I'm like, damn, like, oh, the liberal is jumping out. You know, even like
That's real.
it's condensed, it's really condensed, it's really like smothered, like the image is really flattened when you're placing it in this sort of context for these sorts of audiences. And that's kind of like how I even got my start for people to even pay attention to me, was I had to like forge my politic and my perspective and my art in spaces that were not conducive to that. I feel like I only got more radical when I left that shit, you know, like, and just the older I
Yeah.
got, the more I like, you know, exist in the world as a nigga and shit. So um it's interesting to kind of just see me in 19, 20, 21. Like, bro, I rapped in an Obama campaign video before, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a voter. I was 18. It was like in a voter thing. Adam was in it too. He probably would hate that I told you that. But like, it was like a voter thing. I'm like, oh, look at me thinking that voting is gonna do anything. Like, the fuck is this? You know, I would never do that shit now. I never do that shit
Right.
now, ever. Um, you know, or trying to dap Obama up when he was at the little, he spoke on Bascom Hill and shit. Like, the older you get, the more it's kind of like life just pushes you and pushes you and pushes you
Mm-hmm.
away. So
Totally.
like, to be more direct towards your question, I would say it's all the same mind. I would obviously say there are like different principles to approach like me writing a song, because I don't want my songs to sound like my think pieces. And I don't necessarily want my like essays or my interview shit to sound exactly like a song, but I do bring a musicality to it and just the way that I'm writing it, because I do that. And that's how I'm trained. And that's how the people around me train me to do that. Um, and in the podcast format, I feel like it was way more freeing because I just, people were more in control of their own stories to speak on that instead of me having to like recontextualize it a million times. That also made me just realize how good of a conversationalist I am, because I just love doing this shit anyway. So I might as well just turn the shit on, you know, like just talking to people about process or about life or about everything, you know. Um, it's all tools for processing life, for figuring out what the fuck is going on, for
Yeah.
trying to build something anew from all this, make sense of all this, or throw shit away and keep what's useful. As far as like the fake retirement thing is concerned, like it kind of came to a head for me where participating in that side of the industry doesn't really service me as much, considering what I'm prioritizing for myself moving forward and what I want to do. Because at the end of the day, I want to make my money. I'm gonna make my money in this shit off of contributing the art to it more than anything. And like, if I'm not in the critical sense and I'm not like trying to approach it the way niggas like you do it, Dylan Green would do it, or the way like Craig Jenkins would do it, or the way Yo would do it, or the way Jeff Weiss or Paul Thompson would do it, or the way any of the other folks would do it, Monica Purse at Rolling Stone, now shout out to her,
Yes,
or like
sir.
Clarissa or anybody, like if I'm not giving that sort of energy to it, Like, you don't get to be a nigga like Jeff Weiss if you don't give your all to that side of it. Jeff Weiss don't make music. I mean, maybe he did at one point when he was younger, but like that's what he's doing. So I'm not really approaching it in that sort of like that level of pressure, that level of critical thought and energy towards it. I need to just get out the way and let niggas who really want to do this shit really do this shit, because there was a time when I really desired this space and I wanted a seat. And I wasn't in New York and I wasn't in LA. I was in fucking Wisconsin trying to figure it out. I was watching niggas like Ernest Baker on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I'm from that era. I remember that shit. And I'm like,
what a time.
you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, literally, the fuck? Double entendre asked me how. And like, I remember like watching Noisy niggas in 2014, 15, wanting to be these niggas. And then the older we get, we backstage, we at the mixers, we at South by, we at A3C, we at Pitchfork, we at wherever, we at the bar when we in town, we doing whatever, we're at the listening parties, and I meet all these folks and I see what it is. And by the time my recent experiences come to an end, I can understand why there's a section of people who are 27, 28, 29, 30 who just approach the art and, you know, the art of talking about the art burnt out and bitter and, you know, just disheveled, pissed off. And I don't want to be on that timeline where I can't even really approach this shit from a critical lens without always having to be scoring with the fact that I didn't give myself enough of an opportunity to pursue what I know I'm really trying to do. Because if I've spent half my life doing this music, you think I'm stopping now, you got me fucked up. And if I didn't gave 10 years of trying to sharpen my sword as a writer, and I've given the world so much off of that, off rip, regardless of what my Twitter followers are telling you, regardless of what my analytics are saying, like niggas can look me up. I'm actually Googleable. Like niggas can look my shit up. Like, I've done a lot of cool shit with it. Even then, I feel like I'm the first person to block my blessings sometimes because like I minimize it because it's not like, all right, it's not a platinum record. You know, it's not a sold out tour. It's not a sold out show. You feel me? Like I'm the first person to do that to myself all the time. And if I'm not at the space where I'm opening this Google Doc and I'm not excited and it feels more laborious than glorious, then like, what the fuck am I doing this shit for? Let me move out the way and let niggas who really do it. Because one thing about me, bro, if I don't want to do some shit, I'm not gonna do that shit. If I don't give a fuck about something, it's gonna show. I give a fuck about this rap shit so much and it shows. If I don't give a fuck, bro, let me not even waste y'all time. Let me not even waste nobody's readership. Let me not waste nobody's attention, nobody's eyes. There's plenty of other people that are contributing very critical scholarship to this art form that need jobs, that need money, etc., etc. Also, ain't no fucking money in this shit, and niggas got material needs, bro. Like, it's I owe myself the sort of energy and the sort of critical eye that I've given to so many other folks. I feel like I deserve that for myself, and I just, at the end of the day, don't want to be on stage or the nigga in the pit. I've been on this stage and I've been in the pit. I'm trying to be on the stage, bro. I'm trying to be on the screen. Like, that's what I want more than anything.
See, and having that self-awareness is like a lot. Like a lot of people don't get there. They just know that they feel stuck, and they don't really know how to get out of there. So like the fact that you even like, you know, like being in the position to have those two jobs, and even be like, hey, I prefer this one to that one. Like knowing where the, you know, it's like not it's not even on some like follow the passion type shit. It's just like what's pushing you further, like what's fueling you, you know. And clearly music is fueling you more, but at the same time you take a look, like more and more these days I tend to think about albums as sort of like think pieces in and of themselves, or like, or not even a think piece, but like more like something like an op-ed, you know, like where because you think about what an album represents, and that's usually like a timestamp for the living thing we've been talking about. Right. Like you're living, and all of those are like in a good album, usually those lived experiences are going to come through and impact the music in some way, even if you're not like directly talking about it. Like you could say the same thing about any sort of piece of critical writing or anything with like criticism or analysis or historical context. Like you're taking in new things and learning new experiences, learning things from other people. It maybe seeing something on the street you hadn't seen before, and just like coming with general new knowledge every time you write something, or at least you should, at least in my opinion, you should. And like those, you know, like those are all projects. Those are all like timestamps of an emotional state, of an intellectual state, of a whatever type of state you want to talk about. So like it's all creative. Obviously there's differences, and in terms of money and in terms of like, I don't even want to say
Respect.
in terms of respect, definitely. Like it's just, it's all timestamps to me. And like the timestamp that you want to have is going to make it feel even better once you get to that point where you're on stage opening for Arm& Hammer and you're watching those dozens of people watch you. And it's like, damn, like I'm here now. Like this is what I wanted. This is what I thought I wanted, and my thought was right. Like I'm here. This matters. It's connecting with people in the way that I want it to, and boom.
When nigga, it's
Like
my name on that marquee. Niggas paid to see me.
exactly.
That's what
See,
I'm.
yeah,
That's what I want. You know what I'm
you're
saying?
you,
Like
you're already farther ahead on the board. Like
we on
yo,
road, we touching road, and there's motherfuckers that feel this shit. I'm saying some shit that niggas feel, and niggas want to be in the space. You know what I'm saying?
son.
That's it.
Like
Like, and I'll tell you one thing: this clarity would not have come if I would have stayed in my prior position another 5-6 months, bro. It wasn't.
right,
It wasn't given what was supposed to be gave mentally, bro. Especially after
yeah,
COVID, dude. To get put everything in clarity. It's like I have too many skills to just throw away what I have developed on this side of this shit, and I can really finesse it another way. You know what I'm saying? Like I could find ways to make that work and make that sustainable. Um, haven't really figured it out yet, which is why I'm on summer vacation. But like, I don't know, like at a certain point, it just wasn't. It was like laborious, and now obviously like doing the podcast. It's like something that I was really proud of, and I really was getting on a streak of, and then for everything to kind of just like fall the way it did, and me making my exit. That's where I got the clarity. That's where I got the real clarity, and have like difficult
mm-hmm.
conversations and just like source from people I trust, and juxtapose that with my own thoughts. And it's another thing. I'm gonna listen to y'all niggas. I'm gonna do what I want. So like,
Yeah,
if I know
heard
like we're
that.
really on the precipice of something that's crazy, and I know that given the right amount of time and space and energy, I'm about to do some shit that's really going crazy. I'm about to have that first record go crazy, that first moment, that first me on screen, that first whatever. Like, I'm not surrounded by all of these blessed and talented people, bloodline or not, for no reason. Like, I didn't forge this community with folks for no reason. For me to just be standing still and then I blink because time's only moving faster. And in 10 years, I'm 37. I never even tried.
Like
I'm not going. And if anyone else is on the precipice, no matter what your industry is, no matter what your field is, no matter what your creative, whatever it is, whatever your practice, like, don't stare at that motherfucker because time will go by. You'll still be standing still, staring at that shit, nigga. Like,
right,
jump or trip or slip or do whatever you need to do. Like, figure it the fuck out. And while we're on that subject, bro, like I said, Ian has a PhD. Adam is a teacher. Don't let these niggas on Twitter or wherever tell you that you're stupid for taking care of what the fuck you need to take care of, for paying them fucking bills, for being responsible for yourself and the people you're responsible to. Don't let these niggas think that you need to risk it all and struggle and be broke as shit to have it happen. First of all, half of this industry is dictated by niggas who are rich as shit already, whether you're in the office or you're an artist. Fact.
yeah,
Like, it's hella trust fund kids. It's giving that. It's giving trust fund kids. It's giving white wealth. It's giving niggas in the street. Like, it's a lot of it. If you're not in these categories, if you're not taking these sorts of chances, so you don't already have, institutional power, like, you probably gonna have to go to work, my nigga. And like, that's not the expectation versus reality of what it takes to make in this business. Requires a lot of shit, sacrificing a lot of things, and a lot of people wanting to fuck with you, and then you putting in the work and hoping people respond the way it responds. Like, a lot of it's not in your control. But do not think you have to sacrifice and go broke for this shit. Don't think that your fridge has to be empty for you to be valid or for you to even be worthy of having an opportunity. That shit is not realistic. It's fucking stupid. And I bet half these niggas saying that shit ain't paying nan bill your name. They not paying none of your debt interest. Them niggas is not about to feed you or Venmo you for nothing. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, you see all the damn projects Adam dropping? This nigga's a teacher.
like
Are you shitting me? You see how
yeah,
brilliant Ian has been over the past decade? His niggas been studying to be a psychiatrist, like psychologist.
mm-hmm.
Like, are you shitting me? Nigga, all the music I was dropping when I was in fucking school, bro. I made an album my senior year, bro. Like when I say I was top 3 out the shit, I dropped to 19, nigga. I see so many niggas with my waves right now. Not like they got it for me, but I was early to a lot of shit, and I'm always early to shit. And that's what be blowing me. Like at 19, like it was a space where, like, I mean, For Yourself dropped when I was, when I was 19. I almost turned 20, so I wrote a lot of that shit when I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
And niggas know where I've been at. Like it was to the point where there were people that like I had on my dresser when I was a teenager were fucking responding, and I met these people. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the attention of the niggas that I idolize and shit, bro. Like I already cleared a lot of goals. I just need the ones that are sustainable for me to live off this shit for however long, until the planet burns up.
Right.
So I'm just gonna wash off this shit and it don't matter no more.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
You get that clarity before global warming just wipes us off on some Futurama shit.
I'm gonna die anyway, nigga.
Man, see, and like, I'm just proud of you, cause like like it's I've been saying to myself, so it's so funny because this is a line from Nas's "Hip Hop Is Dead." I don't know why it stuck with me the way it did, but it's just like never on schedule, but always on time.
Tough.
Like that's like that shit has been in my head, and I've been telling people that like more than ever over the last like couple months. Like you're here now, and you're about to run it up, and niggas will recognize it when they do. Like
I do you
it's
one better.
time.
I do you one better. I ain't on your schedule. I ain't on no schedule. Like, fuck is wrong with niggas?
It's like
I ain't had me a job since 2009.
Yo, like Crash just pulls these lines, son. Like it's just he's just an encyclopedia. Like how could you not love this, bro? Like how could you not love it when it's like do you see how much he cares? Like
what was the other thing? What was the other bar? It's talking about like timing or like just being on time. Shit, it evaded me because I wanted to get the Frank one off. It's like never come, but always on time. Fuck, who else was I thinking of? This is gonna make me so mad. I'm gonna remember when we hang up. It's gonna piss me off. Oh no, I was thinking when Peggy said, "It's all detail. It's all conversation. Ain't no real money in rap. It's all retail."
Like, yo, man, like, A, facts. B, thank you, man. Like, yeah, just like this was just very like I know you. I feel like I've known you my whole life at this point.
Oh God.
But like this really this opened my eyes to so much more, and just thank you, bro. Like,
no, I love you, nigga. Facts.
Nah, man, I love you more. Like,
shout out Navy Blue, who we walked past while he was walking his dog, and we realized too late. I feel so stupid.
Oh, we were on Kingston and shit, and fucking in like deep Brooklyn. Like we were in the cut. Like
I just happened to look at this nigga. And I was like, that look like Navy Blue. That is Navy Blue.
Yo, yeah, we missed it. He rounded the corner before we could even
fast
follow
as fuck
up to
with that big ass dog.
He knew. He had to have known we saw him. We had to have known we saw him.
Fuck.
But, yo, nah.
That's
like,
that nigga.
For real, yo. Shout out to Navy. Shout out to Sage. Song of Sage has been in constant rotation for like 8 months. Like
he dropped this shit at the end of last year and dropped a classic and then moved on and dropped another fucking album. What the fuck?
Like, come on, man. He's on some other shit with it. Like he's really just on some other shit.
1491 in the car.
Yo. Evidence put his whole ankle in that beat, and then Navy just like stormed through. Like he just stormed all the way through. Like that's just like beautiful, like dusk music. Like that's like dusk rap music, son. I love it. But Crash, thank you, man. Like for real. Like I really just like appreciate you, and I appreciate your music, and I appreciate your perspective and your passion. And like, yeah, there just aren't very many like you who like really love this shit the way you do, and it shows. Like you said, it shows. So just like you don't need to hear this from me, but like, don't lose it. Like you got it. Like you got it from here. Thank you for your service.
Like I did. Dylan CineMasai, motherfucking green. CineMasai, Dylan, that's my brother. Like, stop playing, nigga. This real notes, nigga. This real notes with real nigga quotes. Real rappers is hard to find like a remote, nigga.
Oh my God.
The fuck wrong with niggas?
Oh my my God, son. Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And shout out to all the black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.